So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sheridan County JournalStar.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015. We are in Mitchell, Nebraska for this evening's varsity girls matchup between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. Glad to have you along this evening, regardless of where you're watching from, whether that's across the street, across the state, or across the country. Glad to have you along with us. 17 minutes left in the pregame festivities. We'll step aside for a word from our sponsors. We'll be back with some starting lineups in just a little bit. 17 minutes to the opening tip of today's game between the Gordon Rushville Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. Hi, I'm Clint Anderson, and I hope you enjoyed today's game. Wherever we're broadcasting from, you can bet that I got there in a Ford vehicle from Sides & Milburn Ford in Rushville. I've been a Sides & Milburn customer for over 20 years, and I can't imagine going anywhere else to buy or trade vehicles. I may be able to find a cheaper vehicle somewhere else, but the hometown service I get at Sides & Milburn Ford is worth way more than a trip to Rapid City or Denver. I hope you enjoyed today's game. And when you're ready to trade vehicles, stop in and see the good folks at Sides & Milburn Ford in Rushville.
New Holland has equipped farmers with the right technology for over a century and continues to provide smart innovations like our exclusive corn rower attachment for our CR Series Combine. We make certain you have all the tools to grow your bottom line while improving efficiency and productivity, allowing you to work smarter in order to spend more time with the ones you love. That's New Holland Smart. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
Great Plains Communications.
Great Plains Communications values its Nebraska roots. For 4 generations, family-owned Great Plains Communications has provided local service in Nebraska. For more than 100 years, our technicians have lived and worked in the communities we serve. Local service, Nebraska-owned. Great Plains Communications.
Great Plains Communications. Welcome home.
.14 minutes left in the pregame festivities here from Mitchell. Great basketball atmosphere, and we should have a barn burner of a game here for you this evening between the 13-3 Mitchell Tigers and the 9-6 Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Say thanks to today's sponsors for bringing you this great basketball action. Essence provides beautiful fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion. They have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles. Essence, 117 North Main Street in Gordon. And the First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon or give them a call at 282-0050. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, look no further than Barb Share Real Estate. Call Barb today at 282-1516 or stop by and see her in person at 300 South Main Street in Gordon. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. And the good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. Whether you need to winterize it or defrost it, Buck and the crew can get you fixed up. Stop in at True Value in downtown Gordon. And Agent Bob Alcorn of State Farm Insurance is proud to support the Mustangs. State Farm specializes in farm and ranch insurance. Be sure to ask them about impact-resistant shingles and what they might do for your insurance rates. Stop in at 127 North Main Street in Gordon or call 282-2080. And Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. Also say thanks to our video sponsors of today's action, Sides and Milburn Ford of Rushville, Physical Therapy West, Modern Farm Equipment, the Sheridan County Journal-Star, and Great Plains Communications. Glad to have Great Plains on board as a partner with these broadcasts, and you can rewatch some of these games on Great Plains Local Access Channel number 2. The broadcast schedule just out for the next few days. And if you're interested in watching some of these games, tune in to Channel 2, 7 o'clock each night. It's Hay Springs versus Layton on January 30th. That would be tonight. February 1st and February 3rd. So the January 30th, February 1st, and February 3rd. It's Hay Springs versus Layton. The girls' game at 7 p.m. The boys' game follows at 8:20. And if you want to watch the Gordon Rushville versus Alliance girls' game, that will air January 31st, February 2nd, and February 4th at 7 p.m. And as always, you can check your local listings to find out more. So check it out. Great Plains Communications, Channel 2, Hay Springs versus Layton, and Gordon Rushville Girls versus Alliance over the next several days. And there will be lots more to come. And, of course, those videos available on our website as well into perpetuity. You can go there and rewatch any of those games on demand at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. And while we're speaking of that, if you're not a subscriber to the Sheridan County Journal-Star, you certainly should be. Get all the news that is news in Sheridan County. And you can do that by going to SheridanCountyJournalStar.net/subscriptions. While you're there, check out the online edition, available most weeks on Tuesday afternoons, but always on Wednesday for sure. Get all the news that is news and get it first with the online edition. And the bonus to the online edition, of course, is that it is available in full and glorious color for your reading enjoyment. Check it out at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net/subscriptions. 9 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the pregame here between Gordon Rushville and the Mitchell Tigers. We'll step aside one more time and we'll be back to take a look at some starting lineups in just a minute here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net, coverage of Mustang basketball 2015. So 6 minutes left to go before the opening tip of today's game. Let's take a look at these two teams and some starting lineups. First, for the Mitchell Tigers, they come into today's game with a record of 13-3 on the season. They come into this game on a 10-game winning streak, having beaten both Chadron and Hemingford. And believe me, folks, that is a tall order and quite an accomplishment. This is an outstanding basketball team, and any 5 of these starters can go off and score points. They are very, very difficult to stop. Starting 5 for the Tigers this evening. Number 0, Katie Lauer. She is a 5'10" senior. Number 3 is Celeste Cardona. She is a 5'7" sophomore. Number 4, McKenna Zolkowski, is a 5'7" senior. Number 5, Aspen Riefschneider, is a 5'6" senior. And number 12, Jory Peters, is a 5'3" freshman, and she is cat quick with those hands. She can pick your pocket before you even know it's happened. So keep an eye on her. That is number 12, the 5'3" freshman, Jory Peters. For the Mustangs this evening, pretty similar lineup to what we're used to seeing. They'll send out to the floor number 11, Haley Saar. She is a 5'7" senior. Haley averages 10 points and 2 assists per game. Number 12 is Denny Jacobson. She is a 5'9" senior. She averages 3 points and 8 rebounds per game. Number 13, Josie Perez, the 5'7" sophomore, leads this team in scoring with 16 points per game, and she also pulls down 5 rebounds as well. Number 21 is Ashton Sassy. She is a 5'8" junior, averaging 6 points per game. And number 22, Carly Hinn, is a 5'11" sophomore, averages 5 points and 6 rebounds per game. The Mustangs come into today's game with a record on the season of 9 wins and 6 losses. They started the season 0-3 with losses to both Chadron and Hemingford in that stretch. But since that time, they've gone 9-3 over their last 12, with their only 3 losses coming to this Mitchell team, Kimball, and Chadron. So a good, tough schedule for these Mustangs, and it's that time of the year where they need to start putting everything together and start beating some of these top-tier teams, and hopefully that's where we're going to start at this evening. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the pregame here. We'll step aside one last time and be back with the introductions of the starting lineups in just a minute. Thanks for tuning in to SheridanCountyJournalStar.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015. Well, we are just about ready to get this thing underway, and it may be a wild and bumpy ride. Glad to have a new camera person along with us this evening. We've got young Shania Friesman doing the honors this evening, as she has got an injured shoulder and not in the Mustang lineup tonight. Glad to have her helping us out here with the camera duties. We are just about ready for the national anthem, and so we will turn on the external microphone and we'll be back in just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem by the Mitchell High School Pep Band under the direction of Ms. Charnel Stewart. Please listen to the following message from the Mitchell athletes. Fans, friends, and family, please be respectful to coaches, players, and officials. Do not be a follower, be a leader, and set a good example. Cheer for outstanding athletes on both teams. We are a sports family. And now we'll start the starting lineup for the Lady Mustangs from Gordon Rushville. Number 11, a senior, Haley Starr. Number 12, a senior, Jenny Jacobson. Number 13, a sophomore, Josie Perez. Number 21, a junior, Ashton Sassy. And number 22, a sophomore, Carly Finn. The Lady Mustangs are coached by Randy Hurlbert and Angela Anderson. Good luck, Tigers.
All right, sorry to mute everybody there. Quite an impressive entrance by the Mitchell Tigers, but unfortunately done to Thunderstruck. And the problem that we have with copyrighted music is that when we broadcast through YouTube, and when that picks up on copyrighted music, it throws advertising banners up on your screen, and we hate to have that happen. And so rather than clutter your desktop with advertising banners, we choose to mute that instead. And so let's run through the starters one more time. For the Mustangs, Haley Saar, Denny Jacobson, Josie Perez, Ashton Sassy, and Carly Hinn. And for the Mitchell Tigers, Katie Lauer, Celeste Cardona, McKenna Zolkowski, Aspen Riefschneider, and Jory Peters. Katie Lauer and Carly Hinn. Good grief, couldn't say Carly's name. In the circle to jump things up. We got 8 minutes on the clock, and we are ready to go. Carly Hinn wins the tip. It's controlled by Haley Saar, and we are underway. You'll notice we have a little lower camera angle than normal this evening as we are right down next to the court tonight, and so that'll give you a little different view, and unfortunately you're going to have to make do with officials and some spectators once in a while as there's a steal and a lay-in by Aspen Riefschneider, and the Mitchell Tigers in front 2-0 with 7:30 to go. So the Mustangs bring it across. Haley Saar on the right wing. Goes to the high post for Denny Jacobson. Jacobson guarded by Cardona. Now she finds Hinn on the wing. Hinn one dribble. Goes down low on the block for Josie Perez. Her shot won't go. Pulled out of there by Riefschneider. And back the other way come the Tigers. Katie Lauer in transition. Pull-up jumper. That one's short. Tipped out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball with 7:08 to go in the first quarter. And now the Tigers going to put some full court pressure on the Mustangs here. They get it in. Now quickly down the floor. Nice pinpoint pass from Haley Saar to Ashton Sassy. She can't convert. And the rebound pulled out of there by Katie Lauer. 2-0, the quick lead by the Mitchell Tigers. Zolkowski goes across for Cardona, kicks it out to Peters. Now they'll swing it around. That's Riefschneider, three-pointer in and out, rebounded by Hinn. Now we got a 2-on-1 as Ashton Sassy, now she'll kick it out and has it taken away, and then Denny Jacobson going to be called for the foul. That is Denny's first. 6:41 to go first quarter, and a 2-0 Mitchell Tiger lead. And these two teams did meet in the championship game of the Alliance Holiday Tournament in early January, and the Mitchell Tigers came out of that game victorious. I don't remember exactly what that score was, but it was a tight game throughout, and Mitchell finally able to pull away at the very end. So the Mustangs in a 2-3 zone. This is exactly how they played them in Alliance, trying to take away Katie Lauer. She is a handful and an outstanding post player, and they play that zone trying to keep it from getting down in there. There's a good pass, great look, and 2 points by Denny Jacobson. We are tied. Great look down inside by Carly Hinn that time. Give her the assist. We are tied at 2 with 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Now the Mustangs switch it up, and they've gone to a 1-3-1 zone look here. As there's a shot by Cardona from the corner, and the long rebound comes out. They'll get it back to Riefschneider. Her shot in and out, and rebound pulled out of there by Hinn. Now Perez has it poked away, but gets it back. Now they've got her trapped, but she finds Sassy down in the corner. Baseline, Hinn, jumper, and that won't go, but she is going to be fouled, and that'll go against Katie Lauer. That will be her first foul of the evening. So Hinn lines up the free throw here. She's got 2 shots, and the first one is good. Rattles that one home. And the Mustangs with their first lead of the game at 3-2 with 5:36 left to go in the first quarter. Now Kenna Campbell comes into the game in place of Ashton Sassy. Second free throw by Hinn is off, no good. Rebounded by Lauer, tipped out of bounds by Josie Perez, and it'll stay with the Mitchell Tigers. Zolkowski inbounds it to Riefschneider, and they'll bring it up the floor. Riefschneider triggers this offense. Now the Mustangs back into, well, no, maybe that is that 1-3-1. They sag that backside wing down there, and that's what it is. Riefschneider back across to Peters just inside the three-point line, and she nails that one. The freshman on the board. She's got a pair of points here so far, and now Mitchell back in the lead at 4-3 as we approach the 5-minute mark. Josie Perez pull-up jumper, that won't go. Rebounded by the Tigers. Quickly ahead to Katie Lauer, and just enough disruption that she misses the layup, and the rebound pulled out of there by Perez. Has it taken away by Jory Peters. And they're trying to decide whose that is. They're going to say Mustang basketball. We saw Jory Peters for the first time down at the Alliance Holiday Tournament, and she has cat-like quickness, and she is very, very good at defending that ball and taking it away. They get it into Kenna Campbell, and she brings it across the timeline. Long three-pointer by Kenna Campbell. She hits the deck on the hard box out that time, but no foul called, and the Tigers throw it away, coming back the other direction. Kenna Campbell teed up that three. I think it was Katie Lauer that boxed her out. She hit the deck hard, but no foul called. And so the Mustangs inbound it. They go over the top. Here's Josie Perez working against Zolkowski. Drives baseline, pull-up jumper, and she traveled with it. Trying to get some separation that time, and one extra hop. 4:30 to go first quarter. Mustangs trail this one 4-3 here in the early going. Reef Schneider across to Peters. Now back to Reef Schneider. Now back to Peters on the right wing. Two of them play and catch. Reef Schneider tees it up, and that won't go, but there's Celeste Cardona with the rebound and the putback. She is fouled, and she'll have a pair of free throws, as I think we are going to have our first foul on Josie Perez. See who they give that to Denny Jacobson, and that is her second foul. So Cardona at the line, and the first free throw is short and no good. So now Perez heads to the bench, and Ashton Sassy back into the game for the Mustangs with 4:14 to go in the first quarter. Cardona's second free throw is good, and it makes it a 5-3 game in favor of the Mitchell Tigers now. Kenna Campbell crosses the timeline with it, and now she'll set the offense. Penetrates into the lane, and she will draw a blocking foul. And they're going to give that to McKenna Zolkowski. That is her first. And 2 team fouls apiece for each team. Mustangs get it in. Denny Jacobson, she'll hand it off to Kenna Campbell. And the Mustangs go to work. They trail it by 2 with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's 5-3. And there's a steal by Lauer. Lauer down the floor. Lays it up, and she missed another one. But there's Zolkowski with the rebound. The putback, that won't go, and now they're going to get Lauer coming over the back, and that is 2 on Katie Lauer. Well, this is what the Mustangs need if they're going to hang into this game, as now Keely Campbell comes in. And Carly Hinn heads to the bench. Sassy has her pocket picked. That is Peters, and then Sassy draws the frustration foul as she tried to get it back, and that is her first. So Perez now ready to come back into the game, and she will replace Denny Jacobson. 3:43 to go, first quarter, 5-3 Tiger lead. Reef Schneider takes the inbounds pass, and they'll go to work against this 1-3-1 Mustang zone. Zolkowski back up to Reef Schneider, now back to Zolkowski on the wing. Up top for Reef Schneider, high post for Cardona, puts it on the floor and loses it. That's taken away by Perez. They'll get it back to Perez, and she'll bring it up the floor. Perez sets it up, directs a little traffic, finds Haley Saar over on that right wing. Haley guarded close, or Sassy guarded closely by Peters. Perez, left hand, good! Josie Perez ties the game at 5 with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Josie put it on the floor with the left hand and laid that one up. And we're tied at 5. Peters down in the corner. Now they work it back up top, and Maddie Watson into the game. That's her down in the corner with it. Peters for 3. That one's off the mark, no good. And the rebound cleared by Josie Perez. Gets it to Kenna Campbell, and she'll bring it across with 2:30 to go in the first quarter. They go down low for Haley Saar. Saar, turnaround jumper in the lane. Might have been partially blocked, but there's Keely Campbell. Quick turnaround jumper for Keely. Kenna gets the rebound. Kenna Campbell, and they're going to say she traveled. So the Mustangs turn it over. Carly Hinn comes back in. She'll replace Keely Campbell. Keely, of course, was out for a couple of weeks, injured her knee, and she was unavailable for the last game against these Mitchell Tigers in the Alliance Holiday Tournament. She injured her knee the day before, and so good to have her available in the lineup today. They get it into Peters. Peters down in the corner for Watson. Watson has it slapped away and out of bounds by Josie Perez. It'll stay with the Tigers. 2:09 to go in the first quarter. Peters gets it in, finds Riefschneider, and she'll set it up. Back to Peters on the wing. Riefschneider top of the key. Back to Peters. The two of them just kind of play and catch back and forth here. Trying to get that defense out of position, but Ashton Sassy will have none of that. She gets a hand on it, and so does McKenna Zolkowski. It goes back over to the Mustangs, and they'll have the basketball under 2 minutes to go. And they try to go down the floor and come out of that smelling like a rose as Haley Saar wasn't quite ready for it. And now Zolkowski comes out from underneath the basket with it. And Josie Perez, I believe, just picked up her first foul. Yes, that is Josie's first foul, fourth team foul on the Mustangs. 1:50 to go, tied at 5. Riefschneider across for Peters. In the corner for Watson. She tees it up for 3. That one won't go, but there is Cardona, and she puts that one in. She's got 3 points, and the Tigers lead it 7-5 with 1:30 to go. First quarter action. Carly Hinn works against Cardona. Good tough move by Carly, just couldn't quite finish that time. Cardona comes away with the rebound, gets it ahead to Riefschneider. She'll drop it back. Here is Peters. Wanted that three-pointer, now she'll back it out. Zolkowski from the corner for 3, and that one won't go. Carly Hinn with the rebound, gets it out quickly to Haley Saar. Haley has it poked away by Peters, and the Mitchell Tigers get it back. Mustangs trying to run and get back behind the defense. Peters for 3. They are not shooting very well from behind the arc here in the first quarter, as we're now under 45 seconds to go in the first. High post for Hinn. Turns, gets it to Perez, and she can't quite finish that time. And the rebound pulled out of there by Riefschneider. Riefschneider all the way in. Shot won't go. Zolkowski with the rebound. The putback, that one won't go. And Josie Perez under 30 to go. Quickly ahead, and there's Peters to take it away. Mustangs like to try and get it ahead to Haley Saar, but twice that's been picked off by Mitchell Tigers. They're all over that. We're under 20 to go in the first quarter. Watson in the corner. Watson back up to Zolkowski. Finds Riefschneider as we're now under 10 to go in the first quarter. Zolkowski on the wing. Back to Riefschneider, under 5 to go. Riefschneider tees it up for 3. That one's in and out, no good. There's Zolkowski with the rebound, the putback, and it is good. McKenna Zolkowski on the board, and at the end of 1, it is the Mustangs 5 and the Tigers 7 here on Sheridan County Journal-Star.net coverage of Mustang basketball 2015.
This is my 2012 Ford Focus from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. I bought this car for short trips around the area and thought that I was getting an inexpensive disposable car. What I got was a roomy, comfortable, well-built car that gets outstanding fuel economy. It's great for going to Lincoln for a Husker game. I consistently get above 35 miles per gallon, and it comes in a package that is surprisingly comfy and fun to drive. You can test drive a Ford Focus at your Sheridan County Ford dealer. Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
The First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon or call them at 282-0050. So 1 quarter in the books, and the Mustangs trail by 4 after the last-second buzzer beater on the putback that time by Zolkowski. 14 fouls for the Mustangs, 3 for the Tigers. Denny Jacobson with 2 for the Mustangs. Katie Lauer with 2 for the Tigers. Lauer not in the game at this point as we start the second quarter. Peters in the corner for Watson. Watson puts it on the floor, drives baseline, kicks it out in the corner for Zolkowski. That one's off, no good, and out of bounds. It is off of Watson. Mustang basketball with 7:43 to go in the second, and more of that full court pressure here by the Mitchell Tigers. Kenna Campbell gets it into Ashton Sassy, and she'll work against Peters as she brings the ball up the floor. She crosses the timeline, now into a man-to-man defense again, as there's a pull-up jumper. Nice shot by Ashton Sassy that time with authority. Cuts the lead to 2. It's 9-7. We're under 7:30 to go in the second quarter. Peters, Reef Schneider on the right wing. Now to Zolkowski. Reef Schneider, top of the key, and back to Zolkowski. They go high post to Cardona. Kicks it out to Peters and back to Reef Schneider. Good ball movement here as they try to diagnose this Mustang defense. And there's the steal by Haley Saar. It's a foot race. Haley Saar in, and her shot is blocked and pulled out of there by Jory Peters. Under 7 minutes to go now, and the Mustangs get another one back, but there's Zolkowski. She gathers it in, and we've got a foul on the play called on one of the Mustangs. They're going to give that to Denny Jacobson, and that is her third, and that is not a good thing for the Mustangs. Denny with 3 fouls here, and just under 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. So Denny's going to have to head to the bench. She's replaced by Josie Perez. 9-7 is the lead. They get it into Maddie Watson. Her shot high off the glass is good for her first 2 of the game, and it's now 11-7. And another takeaway, this time by Celeste Cardona. Cardona ahead to Zolkowski. That's blocked out of bounds by Haley Saar. Nice job that time by Haley to save the easy layup. 6:39 to go in the second quarter, and it's back to a 4-point Tiger lead at 11-7. Watson, 3-pointer from the corner. That one's no good. And Cardona out jumps everybody for the rebound that time. Peters to Reef Schneider, who pokes it over to Zolkowski. Now back to Reef Schneider, and she'll reset. Tries to get it to Zolkowski. Reef Schneider, 3-pointer on the way. And finally, they get one to fall. Aspen Reef Schneider has 5, and it's now a 7-point lead. That one's tipped out of bounds by Watson, and the Mustangs maintain possession. So these Tigers just try to wear you down with all of this pressure. And they get it into Perez, and she crosses the timeline. They'll set it up. 6:10 to go now. Haley Saar, baseline for Perez. Perez, jumper off glass, and good. Josie Perez has 4. And it's 14-9 now. That lead had grown to 7, but it's now cut back to 5. Reef Schneider, another 3-pointer. That one's well short. They try to get it ahead to Haley Saar. Now it's a one-on-one. Haley goes to the right, and that one's off the side of the backboard, and no good. And here come the Tigers. Ahead to Zolkowski, a little bit too far. She stepped on the end line, and they'll turn it back over. Fast-paced action as both of these teams want to run with this basketball. We're getting up and down the floor in a hurry. 5:36 to go. Mustangs get it into Sassy. Sassy drives in, puts that one up, no good. But there is Perez, and she is fouled. Josie Perez will head to the line, and she'll have 2 free throws. And they'll give that one to McKenna Zolkowski, and that is her second. We have to decipher the scoreboard here. Most places they give you the player's number first and then the number of fouls, and here it's the opposite. They give you the number of fouls and then the player's number, and so it's somewhat confusing as now Barbara Pieper checks into the game for the Tigers. First free throw is good by Josie Perez. One more coming, and that one off the back iron, no good, but there's Carly Hinn, gets it out to Perez. Perez will get it out to Haley Saar, across to Sassy. They go inside, and that's poked away by Cardona. Here comes Peters. Peters down the lane, and she's going to be fouled by Haley Saar, and that'll be free throws for Peters. First foul on Haley Saar, and the freshman heads to the line. She's got 2 points this afternoon. 5:18 to go in the second quarter, and it's a 14-10 lead for the Tigers. It's now 15-10 after that first free throw falls in. So she's got one more. And that one's no good. And Cardona battles with Perez for the rebound. Perez comes out of there with it. Nifty dribbling by Perez all the way down. Can't quite get it to go. And there's Carly Hinn doing some good, tough work inside. Carly is fouled, and she'll get a couple of free throws. They're going to give that foul to Barbara Pieper. That is her first. Carly Hinn will head back to the line. She's 1 for 2 this afternoon. Hinn's first free throw, high arcing shot, falls off, no good. 15-10, 5:08 to go, second quarter. Carly with one more. Carly averaging 5 points and 6 rebounds per game. And she gets that one to go. She's got 2 points on the afternoon. 15-11, back to a 4-point lead. Mitchell's led by as many as 7. Reef Schneider sets it up. And there's a steal by Ashton Sassy. Ashton trying to get it to Haley Saar. That one won't go. And there's Pieper with the rebound, slapped out of bounds by Carly Hinn. So the Mustangs had something there. They've had some trouble converting on some of these layups as Keely Campbell comes in to replace Carly Hinn now as we're under 4:45 to go before the end of the half. Peters across to Reef Schneider. Back to Peters. Three-pointer. Off the back iron, no good. And there's Josie Perez with the rebound. Battles for it and comes out of there with it. Ashton Sassy finds Haley Saar. Layup, good! Haley Saar on the board for the first time this afternoon. Cut to just a 2-point game at 15-13 with 4:20 to go in the second quarter. Skip pass all the way across to Cardona in the corner. She'll put that up, blocked by Kenna Campbell. Battle on the floor. And Mustang basketball. Cardona wrestling for that, and she had a foot on the line. They'll turn it over. Mustang basketball, and now Coach Randy Holbert wants to talk things over. 4:13 left to go in the second quarter. It is Mitchell 15 and Gordon Rushville 13. We got a timeout on the floor, and that gives us a chance to remind you to say thanks to today's sponsors. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, look no further than Barb Scher of Scher Real Estate. Call Barb today at 282-1516 or stop by 300 South Main Street in Gordon. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company, offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. And the good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. Whether you need to winterize it or defrost it, Buck and the crew can get you fixed up. Stop in at True Value in downtown Gordon. And Agent Bob Alcorn of State Farm Insurance is proud to support the Mustangs. State Farm specializes in farm and ranch insurance. Be sure to ask them about impact-resistant shingles and what they might do for your insurance rates. Stop in at 127 North Main Street in Gordon or call 282-2080. Mitchell led by 7 earlier in the quarter. Mustangs have cut it back to 2. It's 15-13 as we close in on 4 minutes to go before the half, as Ashton Sassy nearly traveled with that, able to keep that pivot foot planted. There's a miss and a rebound by Pieper. Riefschneider all the way in, lays that one up, and good. Aspen Riefschneider knew where she was going with that thing as soon as she got her hands on it. She's got 7 points, and it's now 17-13. Haley Saar down low for Kenna Campbell. Turnaround jumper, that one's short. Rebound pulled out of there by Cardona, and here come the Tigers again, and she carried it. Ball got away from Cardona just a little bit as she was coming down that right side. They'll turn it back over to the Mustangs, and now Mitchell has decided to drop that full court pressure, at least for the time being, with 3:38 to go now in the second quarter. 17-13 is a 4-point lead for the Tigers. In the corner for Josie Perez. Haley Saar back to Perez. Three-pointer on the way. That one won't go. Carly Hinn battles for the rebound, but Pieper comes out of there with it. Stolen away by Kenna Campbell. Keely Campbell comes down with it. Her shot from the elbow rattles off, no good. That one's tipped out of bounds, and that should be Mustang basketball. It is off-white, off the Tigers. Mustang basketball with 3:16 to go. Mustangs trying to cut into this 4-point lead. Kenna Campbell peeks up at the clock. Now she'll set the offense. Carly Hinn in the corner. Back up for Kenna Campbell. Good head fake that time. Kicks it out for Carly Hinn. Carly trying to find somebody inside. Goes up top for Haley Saar. Haley in the corner. Now they go down low for Carly Hinn. She is fouled. So Carly Hinn doing yeoman's work inside this afternoon. And she heads back to the free throw line as that is the first foul on Maddie Watson. Carly Hinn 2 for 4 from the free throw line today. First free throw up and good for Carly. She's got 3 points, all of those from the free throw line. 2:55 to go now in the second quarter, 17-14. One more free throw, that one's short, but the rebound by Josie Perez. Off glass and good. Josie Perez has 7, and the Mustangs back within 1, 17-16. Have to reprogram myself as we do both the Hay Springs Hawks and the Gordon Rushville Mustangs, and sometimes that just happens. So Mitchell back to work on offense. Peters in the corner for Watson. Watson shot in and out, no good. Now quickly ahead to Haley Saar behind the defense. Haley, jump stop, puts it up and falls off, won't go. Josie Perez with the putback. That one is good, and the Mustangs back in front, 18-17. Under 2:20 to go now in the first half. And that one off Cardona's fingers and out of bounds. She was already looking ahead to where she was going to go with that ball. Didn't concentrate, and it heads out of bounds. Timeout on the floor called by the Mitchell Tigers. And it's the Mustangs 18 and the Mitchell Tigers 17. Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. And Essence provides beautiful fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion, including Valentine's Day. They have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles. And fellas, you don't have to wait until February 13th to decide what you're going to give your sweetheart for Valentine's Day. You can do that at any time. Stop in at Essence at 117 North Main Street in Gordon. 2:14 left to go in the first half. Mustangs lead this one by 1, 18-17. Kenna Campbell brings it across, and the Mustangs set it up. And there's not a good pass as Mustangs lucky to get that one back. There's a little runner in the lane. Rebound by Keely Campbell. She is fouled. And Keely will head to the free throw line to shoot a pair of free throws. I believe they're going to give that foul to Barbara Pieper, and that is her second. And so Mitchell's post players starting to get some fouls against them as Pieper and Lauer both with 2 free throws. Keely misses the first free throw. And she's got one more coming. Under 2 minutes to go now in the first half. And Keely missed them both. And Cardona comes out of there with it, but Carly Hinn a little bit too aggressive, we'll say, on that rebound attempt. She comes over the back, and Carly picks up her first foul. And that will put the Tigers into the 1-and-1 bonus for the last 1 minute and 58 seconds of the first half here. And that'll be Celeste Cardona. She's 1 for 2 from the free throw line this afternoon. So Cardona lines up the first, and it is good. Give her 4 points on the evening. We are tied at 18 with 1:58 to go in the first half. So both teams in the 1-and-1 as Cardona's second free throw is well short, pulled out of there by Josie Perez. Perez brings it up the floor in the corner for Ashton Sassy. Three-pointer, that one's short. Tipped out of there by Pieper, and it's Peters that comes out of there with it. Peters in dangerous territory there as she straddled the half-court line, but brings it across safely. Now they go high post for Pieper, and outside to Reef Schneider, and now she'll back it out into the corner for Cardona. Cardona back to Reef Schneider, back to Cardona. Reef Schneider on the wing, nearly taken away by Perez. Cardona in the corner, Reef Schneider on the wing. Two-man offense here by the Tigers on this possession. Reef Schneider tees it up for 3, and nothing but the bottom of the net that time for Aspen Reef Schneider. She's got 10. Makes it a 21-18 game with 1:05 to go in the second quarter. Cross-court pass. Now they go into Kenna Campbell. Her shot too hard. Carly Hinn is there with the rebound and the putback. Kenna Campbell, her turnaround jumper, and she's going to be fouled. And that may be the third on Barbara Pieper. No, that is not who they give that to, though. They give that to Aspen Riefschneider, and that is her first. And it puts Kenna Campbell at the free throw line for a pair of free throws. Kenna, off the bench, averages 6 points and 4 rebounds for these Mustangs as her first free throw rattles out. 52.9 seconds left to go in the first half. Mustangs trail by 3. Kenna kind of double pumped that time. Free throw is good. And they're going to make her shoot it again as she got Carly Hinn leaning with that double clutch that time. And so they'll call a lane violation on the Mustangs. No, now they're going to say Hinn stayed in, but what did we do? Since it was a Mustang in the lane, it goes back over to the Tigers. 50 seconds to go and a 3-point lead for the Tigers. High post for Pieper in the corner for Maddie Watson back into the game now. That's Peters with the drive, and Kenna Campbell picks up the foul. Kenna with her first on the evening. And that will put Celeste Cardona at the line for a 1-on-1 opportunity. She's got 4 points. She's 2 for 4 from the free throw line. First free throw misses everything, and it'll be Mustang basketball with 39.7 seconds. Keely Campbell comes in, and she will replace Kenna Campbell in the lineup. So the Mustangs trail by 3, trailed by as many as 7. They've led by 1. A back and forth action and a wild ride this afternoon. There's a steal by Cardona. Quickly ahead to Riefschneider, tracks it down, but just a bit too far out of her reach and out of bounds. Mustangs will get it back. 27.3 seconds left now. And here comes Ashton Sassy to bring it up for the Mustangs. Now back into a 2-3 zone for the Tigers. There's a shot by Perez that won't go as we're under 15. Here comes Riefschneider. Brings it up the floor. Now we're under 10. Peters in the corner for Watson. Watson back up for Riefschneider. Under 5 to go. Watson on the line. That one way too long. Cardona there for the rebound and the putback at the buzzer. And so at halftime, it is Mitchell 23 and Gordon Rushville 18. We'll step aside. Thanks for joining us for SheridanCountyJournalStar.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015.
Great Plains Communications.
GPC TV is proud to announce our brand new weather feature on Channel 2. It is now your 24/7 location for current, local, and national weather using advanced satellite imaging. From today's temperature to the full 5-day forecast, GPC TV has you covered. We will continue to air local sports and your favorite Husker programs. The other providers simply can't compete. When you need weather now, you need GPC TV on Channel 2.
So let's take a look at some unofficial halftime scoring totals. First for the Mustangs, Josie Perez leads the way for the Mustangs in the first half. She's got 9 points. Carly Hinn with 3. Ashton Sassy and Haley Saar each with 2. And the Mustangs 4 of 12 from the free throw line. For the Mitchell Tigers, Aspen Riefschneider with 10. She's got a pair of 3-pointers. Celeste Cardona has 6. Jory Peters with 3. And McKenna Zolkowski with 2. From the line, the Tigers are 3 out of 7. 7.5 minutes left to go in the halftime break. And the Tigers lead it 23-19. We'll take this opportunity to look ahead as the Western Trails Conference tournament is coming up next week. We'll give you a look. Those brackets are out, and the Mustangs will host the Morrill Lions. That game next Thursday, February 5th at 5:30 p.m., of course, in Gordon. So we will be bringing you that game between Gordon Rushville and Morrill. These Mitchell Tigers, tonight's opponent, are the number 1 seed in the tournament, and so they have the first round bye. They'll face the winner of the Kimball and Bridgeport first round game, that game being played at Kimball. In the other first round game, the Hemingford Bobcats, the number 2 seed, will host the Bayard Tigers. And then action for those games, for the winners of those games, the action turns to Scotts Bluff and the WNCC campus and Cougar Palace, where the semifinals and finals will take place. If the Mustangs would win on Thursday, they would play Friday at 3:45 p.m. in the second game of the day. So that's a look ahead to the Western Trails Conference tournament bracket. Mustangs will host the Morrill Lions next Thursday at 5:30, and we'll have that action for you here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Make sure to tune in. We are at halftime. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the halftime break, and the Mitchell Tigers lead it by 4, 23-19.
This is the 2013 Ford Explorer that I bought from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville, and it is awesome. It has the sync system and My Ford Touch that allows me to control everything with ease. Climate control, navigation, entertainment. I can even connect my smartphone for hands-free dialing. The all-wheel drive feature of the Ford Explorer might be what I like the best. This is the most sure-footed vehicle I have ever owned, and it is terrific on snow and ice, which I really love this time of year. Stop in and check out a Ford Explorer today at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
When it comes to your land, it pays to be smart. At New Holland, smart means giving you a wide range of options to fit your needs, like smooth cutting, plug-free conditioning, and versatility. Smart means putting more hay in the bale and leaving less in the field. It also means providing exceptional after-sales support and growing a legacy that goes far beyond equipment. That's New Holland Smart. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
Just under 3.5 minutes left to go in the halftime break. We are being entertained quite well by an outstanding Mitchell Tiger band across the way. Glad to have you along with us, and we've got an outstanding basketball environment here this evening for what has been an outstanding game, as the Mustangs have trailed by as many as 7. They've led by 1, and at the half they trail by 4, 23-19. One thing we did not take a look at during the halftime stats comparison there is fouls for the two teams. For the Mustangs, significantly, Denny Jacobson has 3 fouls in the first half. And then 4 other Mustangs with 1 foul apiece: Haley Saar, Ashton Sassy, Carly Hinn, and Kenna Campbell. For the Mitchell Tigers, 2 Tigers with 2 fouls: Barbara Pieper and Katie Lauer. Also, McKenna Zolkowski also with 2. So 3 Tigers with 3 fouls. Maddie Watson has 1, and Aspen Riefschneider also with 1. And as we start to wind down this basketball season, it's been a great season so far, and we've had some great sponsors to help get us along the way. Make sure you say thanks to those sponsors, because it really does mean a lot to them, even if you just tell them, stop into their place of business and let them know that you enjoy them supporting these games, supporting the webcast of these games. Those sponsors are Essence, the First National Bank of Gordon, Share Real Estate, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, State Farm Insurance, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, Physical Therapy West, Modern Farm Equipment, Great Plains Communications, and of course the Sheridan County Journal-Star. And would like to remind all of you Mustang fans out there that Great Plains Communications Channel 2 is re-airing the Gordon Rushville versus Alliance girls basketball game, and that will be airing January 31st, February 2nd, and February 4th at 7 p.m. each night. That is Great Plains Communications Channel 2. And of course, all these games available on demand for your viewing under the videos section at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Third quarter just about ready to get underway. Teams taking the floor. It will be Mustang basketball to get things going here in the second half. So the Mitchell Tigers taking their time with some last-minute instructions, as in the foreground, Ashton Sassy and the referee sharing some words here, and a good-natured fist bump between the two. Not sure what was said. I'm sure Ashton's telling him what a great job he's been doing so far this evening, as we are just about ready to get the third quarter underway. Mustangs trail in this one 23-19. The original starting 5 out there on the floor for both teams, and we are underway. Haley Saar has it. She'll set it up, and the Tigers back into a 2-3 zone now, as they played man-to-man for most of the first half. Switched to this 2-3 late in the second quarter. They swing it around, Haley Saar, and got to be careful. The Mustangs like to skip that pass all the way across, and these Mitchell Tigers very adept at stealing those away. Three-pointer on the way by Josie Perez. That won't go, and Celeste Cardona comes out of there with it for the Tigers. She gets it to Jory Peters. She'll find Aspen Riefschneider, and they'll set it up. Mustangs back into that 1-3-1 zone. Katie Lauer has it in the corner. Up to Riefschneider. That's kicked by Perez, and so the Tigers will have it out of bounds. Get it inbounds to Zolkowski, and they go to work. Riefschneider brings it up to the top of the key and around to Zolkowski in the corner for Lauer. Baseline move. Shot up and can't get that one to fall, and the rebound pulled it out of there by Denny Jacobson. Gets it ahead to Ashton Sassy. Ashton to Haley Saar in the corner. Haley kicks it out to Ashton Sassy. Under 7 to go. Across to Josie Perez, and in the corner for Carly Hinn. Carly nearly threw that one completely away, but Ashton Sassy able to track it down and salvage it for the Mustangs. One-handed pass down to Denny Jacobson. Thought about the long two-pointer, but passes it up. They'll swing it around. And now they'll go inside for Hinn. Kicks it out for Saar. Saar into the lane, and she traveled with it. Haley came to the jump stop, needed a little more room, tried to sneak one more step out of it, and couldn't get it done. 6:27 to go, still 23-19. No scoring here so far in the third quarter. Cardona back to Riefschneider. Riefschneider over to Zolkowski in the corner for Cardona. And that one's tipped out of bounds by Perez. And they'll force the Tigers to throw it back in again. 6:13 to go, 23-19. To this point of the third quarter, it's been an uneventful second half. I'm sure that will certainly change as we go forward. Tipped out of bounds again by the Mustangs. And now the Tigers will inbound it on the end line. That'll be Katie Lauer to trigger it. Gets it in to Peters. Now back down for Lauer, and we've got a blocking foul on the floor. And I think that's going to be Carly Hinn. It is. Carly gets called for the foul. That is her second. Lauer into Peters. Three-pointer from the corner. No, just a two. Foot was on the line as Peters now has 5, and it's a 25-19 game. Haley Saar in the corner. Skip pass to Perez on the left wing. Across to Ashton Sassy. Back to Haley Saar. They go inside for Carly Hinn. Turnaround jumper. That one's off the mark. And Zolkowski comes out of there with it. Zolkowski now going to pull it back. And they'll set it up. Jory Peters now up at the top. Skips it across to Cardona down on the baseline. Now she'll back it out and tries to go inside for Zolkowski. Her shot won't go. Rebound comes out of there by Perez. Perez 1-on-4. Drives in, and that one's taken away by Riefschneider. Riefschneider comes in. The layup is no good, but there's Cardona with the rebound, the putback, and the foul, I believe, going to be called on Ashton Sassy. It is on Ashton. That is her second, and it will put Celeste Cardona at the line for 2 free throws. She's 2 for 5 from the line, as the first one is good. She's got 7 points. Carly Hinn comes out as Keely Campbell and Kenna Campbell comes in. Ashton Sassy also heads to the bench for the Mustangs. 5:12 to go, third quarter. It's a 7-point lead. The biggest equals the biggest of the game. Make that an 8-point lead now as Cardona makes them both. Under 5:10 to go in the third quarter. 27-19. Haley Saar for 3. That one no good. Long rebound pulled down by Cardona. Crosses the timeline, gets it to Peters and back to Riefschneider, and they'll go to work under 5 to go now. Third quarter action. Mitchell by 8. They find Lauer on the backside. Lauer up and good. Katie Lauer with her first 2 of the game. And it's now a 10-point lead. Mustangs digging themselves a hole. They go inside for Keely Campbell. That one slapped out of bounds by Cardona. Mustangs will maintain possession with 4:35 to go in the third quarter. Haley Saar gets it into Denny Jacobson. Her shot won't go. Keely Campbell with the putback, but she is fouled. And they're going to give that foul to Cardona. That is her first. Puts Keely Campbell at the line. She's 0 for 2 this evening. First free throw off the mark, no good. And she's got one more. Keely's second free throw is good. She's on the board. And it makes it a 9-point game, 29-20. 4:30 to go in the third quarter. Riefschneider sets it up. Zolkowski on the wing. In the corner for Peters. Peters has it taken away. That's Denny Jacobson with the steal. Josie Perez now with it. She avoids the slick-handed Peters and gets it inside to Jacobson. Back out for Haley Saar. That one won't go, but there's Josie Perez. Her shot partially blocked. Steps through and puts that one in for 2 more. Josie Perez, good tough work inside. She's got 11. And the lead cut to 7. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Zolkowski on the wing. In the corner for Peters. Loses the handle but gets it back. Inside for Lauer, and Lauer is fouled by Keely Campbell. Keely leaning on Lauer, trying to keep her from getting started that time, and she's called for the push. 3 team fouls now on the Mustangs, as there's an easy inbounds shot by Celeste Cardona, and the lead is pushed back to 9 at 31-22, 3:35 to go now in the third quarter. Jacobson in the corner. Up top for Kenna Campbell. Kenna walks it over and tosses it to Saar. Now back to Kenna on the left wing. Skip pass to Perez, three-pointer on the way. That one won't go, and rebounded by Zolkowski. So Josie not able to connect from long range that time. 3:10 to go, and a 9-point lead for the Mitchell Tigers. Zolkowski in the corner for Lauer. To Reeve Schneider, Peters. To Reeve Schneider, back to Lauer in the corner. Now Peters. Skip it across to Reeve Schneider. Zolkowski now at the point. In the corner for Cardona. Cardona skips it across to Peters. One dribble and can't get her shot to go. And there's Lauer with the rebound. So the Tigers able to maintain the possession, but then Lauer's pass taken away. Here comes Haley Saar. Haley Saar all the way in, lays it up, and good. Haley Saar coast to coast that time. Give her 4 points. 31-24. It's back to 7. And back coming the other way is Katie Lauer for 2 more. The Tigers answer right back. 2:20 to go. Kenna Campbell, Haley Saar on the wing. They find Denny Jacobson. She goes down low for Keely Campbell, and she is hip checked by Katie Lauer that time, and instead she's called for a traveling call that time. And they'll turn it back over to the Mitchell Tigers. 2:09 to go, 33-24. In the corner for Peters. Across to Zolkowski, nearly taken away. She drives down, can't get it to go. Katie Lauer with the rebound. She's blocked by Kenna Campbell, but Kenna's going to be called for the foul. Mustangs trying to keep from letting Lauer get involved in the game, as she is a force when she gets things moving. And so they fouled her several times this evening. She has yet to shoot a free throw, but she'll try her first here. That one's off the back iron and no good. Lauer with 4 points on the evening. It's 33-24 with 1:57 to go in the third quarter. Lauer lines up the second. And she missed them both. And there's Carly Hinn with the rebound. Finds Josie Perez, and Perez quickly up the floor, working against Peters, and switches hands and lays it in for 2 more. 33-26, 1:43 to go, third quarter. Zolkowski on the wing, across to Reeve Schneider, top of the key. Back to Zolkowski. Skips it across to Peters. Peters gets it back to Reeve Schneider. Zolkowski on the wing. Tigers slowing it down and playing patient here. They go high post, and now to Cardona, back to Peters. She'll drive into the lane. Pull-up jumper off the mark, no good. Rebound pulled out of there by Ashton Sassy. Ashton, now she'll pull it back. She finds Carly Hinn, cut to the basket. Carly lays it up for 2 more. The lead is cut to 5 with 1:05 to go third quarter. It's 33-28, and here come the Mustangs. Zolkowski wanted that three-pointer, passed it up. Now in the corner for Lauer. Back to Zolkowski and swing it around to Reeve Schneider. Now Peters back to Reeve Schneider. Three-pointer. That one missed everything, out of bounds. Mustang basketball, 47 seconds left to go. Haley Saar now is going to check into the game. She'll take the place of Denny Jacobson. So 47 seconds, Mustangs trail by 5. Third quarter action. Sassy sets it up. 40 seconds left in the quarter. Perez on the wing. Up to Sassy. They swing it around to Saar and tried to get to a cutting Carly Hinn. Instead, right into the hands of Katie Lauer. 27 seconds left to go, and the Tigers looking to extend that 5-point lead. Zolkowski in the corner for Lauer. Tried to get it to a cutting Zolkowski. Instead, it's a turnover, and here comes Haley Saar. 12 seconds to go. Carly Hinn has that one slapped away, and here comes Riefschneider with 7 to go. Riefschneider all the way in, and Haley Saar going to commit the foul rather than give up the easy layup that time with 4 seconds left to go in the quarter. Haley Saar picks up her second, and it will put Riefschneider at the line for the first time this evening to shoot a pair of free throws. 4.1 seconds left, third quarter, 33-28. First free throw by Riefschneider is good. She's got 11 points this evening. 5 team fouls now for the Mustangs, just 1 in the second half for Mitchell. And the second one falls off no good. They'll get it to Josie Perez. Half-court shot at the buzzer. A little too much that time. And the quarter ends. Mitchell leads the Mustangs 34-28. We'll head to the fourth quarter here on Sheridan County JournalStar.net coverage of Mustang basketball 2015.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
We are ready to get the fourth quarter underway. Remember that the good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. Whether you need to winterize it or defrost it, Buck and the crew can get you fixed up. Stop in at True Value in downtown Gordon. And Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. Mustangs will be on defense to start this fourth quarter. They trail it by 6, 34-28 with 8 minutes to go in regulation. Riefschneider takes the inbounds pass, and they'll go to work against this 1-3-1 zone. Mustangs have been in that zone the whole way. Down low in the corner for Lauer. Lauer looks inside. Now they'll swing it around. Haley Saar nearly got the steal that time. Lauer head fake, and she traveled with it. So a turnover by the Tigers gives it back to the Mustangs. Early stages of the fourth quarter, and the Mustangs trailing by 6, 34-28. Haley Saar sets it up. Kenna Campbell up top for Josie Perez. Back to Campbell in the corner for Jacobson. They go down low for Carly Hinn. Her turnaround jumper won't go. Battle for it, and it's Riefschneider that comes out of there with it. So the Mustangs have had trouble finishing on some of those inside shots. Cardona now in the corner. That one's kicked by Perez, and it'll be Mitchell Tiger basketball out of bounds. Like to thank Shania Friesman again for running the camera here for us this evening. Got a great partnership with these basketball teams. Usually it's a manager that runs the camera. They get the video footage for their use, and it works out great for all of us. Peters, three-pointer from the top of the key. That misses, and pulled out of there by Jacobson, and then the Mustangs lose it out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Tigers with 6:53 to go in the fourth quarter. Sassy and Hinn back in as both of the Campbells come out. Peters to inbound at this time. Finds Zolkowski, three-pointer on the way. That one well short, and they'll get it ahead to Haley Saar. Haley's got a streaking Ashton Sassy who lays it up, and good. Ashton's got 4, and we're back to a 4-point game, 34-30 with 6:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs hanging around. Katie Lauer high post in the corner for Zolkowski. Now she'll back it out. Mustangs trying to trap a little bit. Now high post. Lauer, good pass down low for Cardona. Finds Zolkowski. Her shot blocked, and here comes Haley Saar. Haley Saar up and good. Mustangs back within 2. Haley's got 6 on the evening. It's a 34-32 ball game as we approach the 6-minute mark, and Ashton Sassy just picked up a foul she really did not want to commit. That's the 3rd on Ashton. Got a little bit too close as the Mitchell Tiger ball handler was going by. She's called for the reach-in foul. Still, the Mustangs back within 2. But more importantly, Mitchell now in the 1-and-1 bonus the rest of the way, and still the Tigers with just 1 team foul here in the second half. Now they're going to slow it down in the corner for Cardona. Reef Schneider on the wing. They go down low. That one's taken away, but there's Katie Lauer to scoop it up. And she traveled. So Lauer with turnovers on consecutive possessions for the Tigers. And now the Mustangs want a timeout. They want to talk this one over. 5 minutes and 41 seconds left in regulation. It is Mitchell 34 and Gordon Rushville 32. The First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon, or you can call them at 282-0050. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company, offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. The Mustangs now will have to work against this 2-3 zone by the Mitchell Tigers. They've been in that zone the entire second half, and it's done a good job of keeping them out of foul trouble. They had a couple of post players in foul trouble, but now a three-pointer on the way. That is good! Josie Perez finally tees one up from long distance and makes the connection. Mustangs with the 1-point lead, 35-34. They've come all the way back. They were down 10. Now the Mustangs going to trap, and they get the takeaway. 2-on-1. Josie Perez up and good! Josie Perez with 2 more. And it's a 3-point Mustang lead, their biggest of the game. So it's been a 13-point swing since midway through the third quarter. They try to go into Lauer. That's tipped out of bounds off of Ashton Sassy. It'll stay with the Tigers. 4:56 to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs up by 3. Lauer takes the inbounds pass and gets it up to Zolkowski in the corner for Peters. Peters pull-up jumper. That one's short, rebounded by Denny Jacobson. Here comes Ashton Sassy on the run. Down low for Carly Hinn. Off-balance shot, and Denny Jacobson just picked up her 4th foul. 4:45 left to go in this one, and now it'll be free throws, a 1-and-1 opportunity for Jory Peters. So Jory Peters with 5 points on the evening as Denny Jacobson has to head to the bench. She's replaced by Kenna Campbell. Peters' first free throw falls in there. It is good. Makes it a 2-point game, 37-35. 4:45 to go, fourth quarter. Peters' second free throw rattles around, falls off, rebounded by Hinn. Quickly ahead to Sassy. Now she'll slow it down, and they'll set the offense. Sassy in the corner for Perez. Perez looking for somebody to pass it to. Instead, they'll swing it around. Haley Saar. Skip pass across to Kenna Campbell. Kenna skips it back to Haley Saar. She'll drive to the baseline and trying to get it to, I think, Kenna Campbell. Instead, it's Cardona who comes out of there with it, but she'll travel with it and turn it over back to the Mustangs. 4:18 left to go. We've got us a good one here, folks. 37-35. Mustangs lead it by 2. Haley Saar back to Sassy. They swing it around. That's Kenna Campbell in the corner for Perez. Perez drives baseline, but she traveled with it first. And they'll turn it back over to the Tigers with 4:05 to go in the fourth quarter. So Reef Schneider brings it across the timeline. Peters on the left wing. Back to Riefschneider now. Riefschneider into Lauer. Lauer loses the handle on it, and then Josie Perez going to be called for the reach-in foul. Josie Perez with her second, and that'll put Lauer back at the line. Lauer, though, 0 for 2 from the free throw line so far this evening. 8 team fouls now by the Mustangs. First free throw is good. That's 5 for Lauer, and it's back to a 1-point game, 37-36. 3:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. Lauer lines up the second, and that one won't go, and there's Lauer getting the long rebound. Lauer, baseline, Zolkowski from the corner. That one's short and out of bounds, saves it back in. Carly Hinn is there to gather it up. Now she's trapped. She'll get it to Kenna Campbell. Kenna Campbell ahead, but a little bit too far. That's going to sail out of bounds off the fingertips of Josie Perez, and the Mustangs give it back. 3:30 to go, fourth quarter. Mustangs by 1, 37-36. And we got a timeout called by the Mustangs. Mustangs clinging to the slimmest of margins, 37-36. And 3:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's here. The new 2015 F-150 is now available at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. The aluminum frame makes this truck 700 pounds lighter. It has the V6 EcoBoost engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission, along with satellite radio, sync, a rear view camera, and remote start. It even has LED cargo box lighting. Stop in and see the new F-150 at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. So let's take a look at the upcoming Western Trails Conference bracket. The Gordon Rushville Mustangs will host the Morrill Lions at 5:30 next Thursday night, hoping to earn a trip to WNCC's Cougar Palace for the semifinals. But they've got to get around the Morrill Lions first, and more immediately at hand is the 1-point lead that they hold over the Mitchell Tigers, the number 1 seed in the upcoming tournament, with 3:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs would dearly love to knock off the Mitchell Tigers. There's a steal by Ashton Sassy. Ashton's going to pull it back, finds Haley Saar. Haley trying to find somebody trailing the play. Kenna Campbell skips it across for Perez. Down low for Carly Hinn. Misfires taken away by Katie Lauer. 3:10 to go. Back and forth basketball action. Mustangs up by 1. They trailed by as many as 10. Zolkowski in the corner. That's tipped out of bounds, or not out of bounds. Tipped by Perez. Now they'll get it up top to the freshman, Jory Peters. Peters dribbles to her left. That's slapped away, but she gets it back. Loose on the floor. Carly Hinn. Oh, and a quick whistle that time on the jump ball call, but the Mustangs will have it on the alternating possession. 2:49 to go in the fourth quarter. 37-36, Mustangs by 1. Sassy crosses the timeline on the wing for Haley Saar. Skips it across to Kenna Campbell. On the left wing, in the corner for Perez. Perez, Ashton Sassy. On the wing for Saar. Back to Sassy, top of the key. High post, turnaround jumper by Perez. That won't go. Rebounded by Zolkowski. Peters on the wing. Riefschneider, 2:15 to go now. Lauer, high post, looks down low for Zolkowski. Slapped around, out of bounds, off Zolkowski. Mustang basketball. Denny Jacobson back into the game. She'll take the place of Kenna Campbell, and we got a timeout on the floor now called by the Mitchell Tigers. 37-36, fourth quarter action. We'll step aside and be right back.
New Holland has equipped farmers with the right technology for over a century and continues to provide smart innovations like our exclusive corn rower attachment for our CR Series Combine. We make certain you have all the tools to grow your bottom line while improving efficiency and productivity, allowing you to work smarter in order to spend more time with the ones you love. That's New Holland Smart. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
Fourth quarter basketball action. Mustangs lead it by 1, 37-36. 8 team fouls by the Mustangs, and so the Tigers in the 1-1 bonus the rest of the way here. And somehow, amazingly, the Mitchell Tigers have committed just 1 foul. 1 team foul is all this entire second half. They've got a long way to go before the Mustangs start shooting free throws. They get it into Denny Jacobson. Jacobson across to Carly Hinn. Carly Hinn gets it to Haley Saar, working against the full court pressure. Saar across to Sassy. High post for Carly Hinn, just barely grabs that up, lays it up, and good. Carly Hinn with 2 more. Not sure how she got to that pass, but she did. 39-36, we're under 2 minutes to play. Reeve Schneider back by half court, now to Cardona in the corner. Cardona, Mustangs trying to trap. Now she'll get it up to Peters. 1:35 to go. Peters, Mustangs trying to apply that defensive pressure. Now they've got the Mustangs scrambling. That shot won't go. May have been partially blocked. And Gordon Rushville comes out of there with it. They'll get it across to Carly Hinn. Finds Ashton Sassy, and they're safely across the timeline. 3-point lead with 1:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs going to pull it back and try and kill some clock here. They've got a 3-point lead. Denny Jacobson. Denny kicks it out, and she slid that pivot foot. Denny trying to get it outside. Drug the pivot foot and turns it over with 1:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs lead it by 3. As we cross the 1-minute mark, Katie Lauer drives to the baseline, runs out of room, and she traveled with it. Got herself in a pickle down there on the baseline underneath the basket. Nowhere to go with it, and she turns it over. 57.7 seconds left, and now full court pressure again by the Tigers. And Celeste Cardona going to be called for the push. Celeste Cardona picks up her second. And so the Mustangs will inbound it again. Haley Saar gets it into Ashton Sassy. Sassy with 55 to go. Skips it across to Haley Saar. Nearly lost it. Now she gets it back. Tries to go up and inside. Now Katie Lauer rifles it down the floor, but way out of reach of everyone. Tried to get it to Jory Peters. The sliding stop. She can't get it done. Looks like she's okay. And it'll be Mustang basketball. And we got a timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor. Under a minute to go in the fourth quarter. Mustangs lead this one by 3, trying to upset the top-ranked team in the Western Trails Conference. Mitchell with a 13-3 record. Their only 3 losses. I didn't write down who they lost to. They've beaten both Chadron and Hemmingford. They are a very quality team. Mustangs trying to take that next step and get over the top by knocking them off here and trying to do it on their own home floor. 46.1 seconds left to go in this one. In regulation, we should say. You never know what might happen. Mustangs have the inbounds drawn up. They're ready to go to work. They'll get it in to Josie Perez. Perez heads up the floor. Under 45 to go, and a reach-in foul now called on the Mitchell Tigers. And this is where not having a lot of fouls comes into play and can cause you some trouble, because if you need to make the Mustangs shoot free throws, now you can't. They have 3 team fouls. 43 seconds left to go in this one. Haley Saar gets it in. That's off of Peters, out of bounds. It'll be Mustang basketball. So the Mustangs need to get this one in cleanly. 40.2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Saar gets it into Carly Hinn. Ahead to Sassy, but Reeve Schneider stepped on the sideline and turns it back over to the Mustangs. Reeve Schneider had the steal but couldn't control it and ends up stepping out of bounds. 37 seconds now. Saar over the top to Ashton Sassy. Works against Reeve Schneider. Sassy turns the corner and gets it across the timeline. Reeve Schneider with the reach-in foul with 32.2 seconds left to go. That is 4 team fouls now. and the third on Riefschneider. So the Tigers still 3 fouls away from making the Mustangs shoot free throws. Carly Hinn will bring it across the timeline, finds Haley Saar with it. Now Katie Lauer will be called for the foul. That is her third. So the Tigers just trying to get to the point where they can make the Mustangs miss some free throws is what they're hoping for, as they'll get that one into Josie Perez. Perez will be fouled. And all this time is working its way off of the clock. Let's see, they give that one to Jory Peters, and that is her first foul of the evening. 16 fouls now, as now Carly Hinn comes out of the game. The next foul puts the Mustangs at the line, and now a timeout called by the Mitchell Tigers. 25 seconds left to go in this one. Mustangs lead it by 3, 39-36. Say thanks to today's sponsors for this outstanding basketball action. Essence, the First National Bank of Gordon, Share Real Estate, Strong Insurance, Gordon True Value, State Farm Insurance, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, Physical Therapy West, Modern Farm Equipment, Great Plains Communications, and of course, the Sheridan County Journal-Star. Your source for all news that is news in Sheridan County. 25 seconds left to go in regulation. Mustangs by 3. And both teams now in the 1-and-1 bonus. Haley Saar to inbound it. She gets it into Denny Jacobson. Jacobson puts it on the floor. She's trapped as she crosses the timeline, and it's out of bounds off of Haley Saar. It'll be Tiger basketball with 20.4 seconds left. Carly Hinn comes to the scorer's table. She's going to check in. And who will she replace? Ashton Sassy. So they want another bigger post player down low. Haley Saar nearly timed that inbounds pass just right. Zolkowski tees it up for 3. That's partially blocked. Lauer with the rebound. Her shot blocked. Carly Hinn with the rebound. And the reach-in foul by the Tigers with 12.2 seconds left. Carly Hinn will head to the line for a very important 1-and-1 opportunity. They give that foul to Jory Peters. That is her second. Carly, so far this evening, is 3 for 6 from the free throw line. A 1-and-1 opportunity here. Carly with 7 points on the game. First free throw is good. Carly Hinn makes it a 2-possession game, earns another free throw. It's 40-36 with 12.2 seconds left to go. Mustangs trying to pull the upset. Second free throw, in and out, and falls off. Lauer with the rebound, under 10 to go. Riefschneider gets it to Lauer. Three-pointer by Lauer, off the mark, no good. Battle for the rebound. Denny Jacobson with the basketball, gets it ahead, and the Mustangs have pulled the upset. They come back from 10 points down, and they win this one by a final score of 40-36. Folks, stay tuned. We'll step aside, and we will be back with some final scoring totals after this. Again, the Mustangs knock off the Mitchell Tigers 40-36. So let's take a look at some final and unofficial scoring totals as the Mustangs knock off the Tigers 40-36 here this evening. For the Mustangs, Josie Perez led the way with 18 points. Carly Hinn added 8, including a huge free throw to extend that lead with 12 seconds left to go in the game. Haley Saar had 6, Ashton Sassy with 4, Denny Jacobson with 2, and Keely Campbell with 1. The Mustangs 6 for 16 on the evening from the free throw line, but in the second half they went 2 for 4. They made them when they needed to. For the Mitchell Tigers, it was Aspen Reefschneider with 11 and Celeste Cardona with 10. Then it was Jory Peters finishing with 6, Katie Lauer with 5, Maddie Watson with 2, and McKenna Zolkowski also with 2. And on the game, the Tigers went 7 for 16 from the free throw line. So the Tigers fall to 13-4 on the season, and the Mustangs get their 10th win. They improve to 10-6 and head to the Western Trails Conference Tournament feeling really good about themselves. They'll take on the Morrill Lions on Thursday afternoon at 5:30, and we will have that action for you next Thursday, 5:30 from Gordon. It's time to turn our attention to boys varsity basketball action. Let us get our wits about us a little bit. We'll be ready to bring that action to you. 17.5 minutes to the opening tip between the Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. Thanks for joining us this evening on Sheridan County Journal-Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015. And we'd like to say those darn kids photobombing our camera here, taking advantage of our low camera placement here for this game. And instead we get to thank Chuck and Janet Hinn for their photobomb opportunities. Glad to have them with us. And of course, Mustang fans feeling pretty good about themselves after defeating the Mitchell Tigers on their home floor by a final score of 40-36. We'll step aside and we'll be back with some starting lineups for the boys varsity action. 15.5 minutes away from the start of the boys game here from Mitchell.
This is the 2013 Ford Explorer that I bought from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville, and it is awesome. It has the sync system and My Ford Touch that allows me to control everything with ease. Climate control, navigation, entertainment. I can even connect my smartphone for hands-free dialing. The all-wheel drive feature of the Ford Explorer might be what I like the best. This is the most sure-footed vehicle I have ever owned, and it is terrific on snow and ice, which I really love this time of year. Stop in and check out a Ford Explorer today at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
Being entertained by the wonderful sounds of the Mitchell Tiger Band. They have an excellent group over there, and they do a great job. 8 minutes left to go in the pregame here as the Mustangs get ready to take on the Mitchell Tigers. Let's take a look at some starting lineups for these two clubs. First, for the hometown Mitchell Tigers. They come into today's game with a record of 6 wins and 9 losses. However, they started out the season 0-6. Since that time, they've gone 6-3, so they've kind of got things together. They've righted the ship and figured out how to win some ball games, and so definitely on an upward trend, even with the 6-9 record. Their starters this evening will be number 10, Antonio Barrios. He is a 6-foot senior. He averages 15 points a game and leads the Tigers in scoring. Number 22, Joe Pieper, is a 6-foot 5-inch sophomore. Number 32, Jaden Snyder, is a 6-foot 4-inch junior. Number 40, Alex Morales, is a 6'2" senior. He averages 8 points per game. And number 42, Colby Eberspecher, is a 6'2" junior. He also averages 8 points per contest. For the Mustangs, just realized that I didn't check those starters for the Mustangs. I will do that, and we'll be back with their starting lineup momentarily. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go before the opening tip between the Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers here on Sheraton County Journal-Star.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015. All right, ready to go back to work. 5 minutes left to go in the pregame, and let's take a look at the starters for the Mustangs. They come into today's game with a season record of 3-11. Starters for today's contest. Number 3, Ryan Schwarting, the 5', 8" junior, leads the team in scoring with 17 points. Number 12, the 6', 3" freshman, Corby Campbell, gets the start this evening. Corby averaging 6 points and 5 rebounds per game. Number 24, Jared Nelson, a 6' freshman, averaging 12 points and 3 rebounds. Number 30, Brad Franzen, is a 6' senior. And number 45, Ben Wagner, a 6' 3" senior. Let's take a look ahead while we have just a minute here and take a look at the Western Trails Conference brackets for the boys. Gordon Rushville, the 7 seed, they will have to travel to number 2 seeded Bridgeport. That game will be Thursday at 5:30 p.m., and they will play that at Bridgeport. So the Mustangs take on the 2 seeded Bridgeport Bulldogs, and they played Bridgeport in the Alliance Holiday Tournament in the first round. They lost that game, and so they'll try to avenge that loss next Thursday night at 5:30 p.m. in Bridgeport. Take this opportunity to remind you that if you're not currently a subscriber to the Sheridan County Journal-Star, you definitely should be. Get all the news that is news in Sheridan County, and you can get that at your fingertips on your laptop, desktop, or mobile device by signing up for the online edition. You can do that at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net/subscriptions. And the bonus, of course, to the online edition is that it is available in full and glorious color for your viewing enjoyment. Under 3 minutes to go now in the pregame warm-ups between the Mustangs and the Mitchell Tigers. We'll step aside one last time and be back for the introductions of the starting lineups here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015. So just about ready to get things underway with the introductions of the starting lineups. And if the Tigers do with the boys as they did with the girls, they used some copyrighted music for their introductions. It was very, very impressive. Well done. But we have to avoid that on our broadcast. We don't like to have banner ads popping up on your screen there and cluttering things up. So we will have to mute the broadcast for the time that it takes them to introduce their starting lineups, but I assure you that we will be back with you as soon as those introductions of the Mitchell Tigers are over. Just about ready to get things underway. We'll switch to the external microphone and be ready to pick up as much of this as we can.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final game of tonight's action. We will begin the final game with the starting lineups for the Mustangs from Gordon Rushville. Number 3, a junior, Ryan Schwartzy. Number 12, a freshman, Corby Campbell. Number 24, a freshman, Jared Nelson. Number 30, a senior, Brad Bradson. Number 45, a senior, Ben Wegner. The Mustangs are coached by Joel Nelson and David Morris.
So there are the lineups are finished. We can go back to broadcasting again. Let's take a look at those lineups for you. For the Mustangs, Ryan Schwarting, Corby Campbell, Jared Nelson, Brad Franzen, and Ben Wegner in the lineup this evening. For the Mitchell Tigers, it is a tall lineup indeed for Mitchell. Antonio Barrios, Joe Pieper, Jaden Snyder, Alex Morales, and Colby Eberspecher as the Tigers go 6 foot, 6'5", 6'4", 6'2", and 6'2" with their starting lineup this evening. And the Mustangs counter by bringing Corby Campbell into the game for the start tonight. And we are ready to get things underway here in the first quarter. Ben Wegner wins the opening tip. Ryan Schwarting controls it, and we'll go to work. First quarter action here from Mitchell. Franzen works against the zone. Corby Campbell in the corner. Brad Franzen nearly traveled back to Corby Campbell. Franzen now up top for Schwarting. Schwarting on the wing with the dribble. Dribbles to the corner and kicks it up for Campbell. Campbell to Nelson, his first touch of the game. Drives with a left hand. Now he'll pull it back. Mustangs being very patient as Brad Franzen takes a three-pointer. Can't get it to fall. Ben Wegner can't control the rebound. It's out of bounds. And it'll be Mitchell Tiger basketball. 7:23 to go. Antonio Barrios brings it up the floor for the Tigers. Barrios to Morales on the wing. In the corner for Pieper. Pieper goes inside for Eberspecher. Has that slapped away, but Morales is there. And Morales is going to be heading to the free throw line for a pair of free throws as we've got a foul called on the Mustangs, and that is Brad Franzen who commits that foul. That is his first, and puts Alex Morales at the free throw line for 2 free throws with 7:07 to go. First free throw by Morales is good. And so ready for the second. Lines it up, lets it fly, and that is good. It's a 2-0 Mitchell Tiger lead with 7:07 to go in the first quarter. Schwarting brings the basketball up the floor, crosses the timeline, and the Mustangs go to work. And there's a takeaway by the Tigers. Barrios quickly ahead. He loses it but gets it back. Now he'll drive into the lane. Shot up, won't go, and another foul on the Mustangs. So 2 possessions for the Tigers and 2 trips to the free throw line. They'll give that foul to Corby Campbell. That is his first. And Barrios with free throws. First one is good. 3-0 with 6:53 to go in the first quarter. Barrios with one more. And that one also is good. So the Tigers 4 for 4 from the free throw line. They lead with this one 4-0. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Ryan Schwarting works against Barrios. Now man-to-man defense by the Tigers. There's a little reverse layup attempt by Corby Campbell. That one slapped out of bounds. And it'll be Mitchell Tiger basketball. Corby Campbell tried to flip that one around behind his back and couldn't get it to fall. Mustangs in a 2-3 zone here. Barrios in the corner. But for Eberspecher, and Ben Wagner's going to be called for the reach-in foul. So 3 possessions, 3 fouls for the Mustangs. And 3 team fouls for Gordon Rushville. Ball out of bounds. That's Morales to inbound it. Gets it into Barrios. Quick trigger 3-pointer is good. Antonio Barrios with 5. Hand in his face. Didn't matter. He knocked that one down. And it's 7-0 with 6:19 to go. Nearly stolen that time by Pieper. Now here comes Nelson. Drives all the way around. Little floater. Gets that one to fall. Jared Nelson gets the Mustangs on the board. It's 7-2 with 6:05 to go in the first quarter. Back to that 2-3 zone. Barrios across to Morales. Down low. Taken away. Tipped out of there by Wagner. Here comes Schwarting. Schwarting drives into the paint. Flips it outside, and he's going to draw the foul. Reach-in foul called on one of the Tigers. And I believe that is Joe Pieper. It is. That is his first. And the first team foul for the Tigers. Nelson to inbound it. Finds Campbell. Shot comes up short. Pieper with the rebound. Quickly ahead to Barrios. Barrios now going to penetrate. Now he'll pull it back out. Now changes his mind. 3-pointer on the way. That one over the back of the backboard. And it'll be Mustang basketball. 5:40 to go first quarter. 7-2 is the Tiger lead. Schwarting sets it up. Drives in, kicks it out to Franzen. And Brad Franzen for 3. 3-pointer for Brad Franzen. Cuts the lead to just 2 at 7-5 with 5:20 to go. First quarter action here from Mitchell. Gordon Rushville and the Mitchell Tigers doing battle here this evening. Glad to have you along with us. Barrios on the wing, in the corner for Pieper. Puts up the 3-pointer. That misses everything. And Franzen with the rebound. Gets it out to Schwarting. Schwarting drives in and can't get that to fall as rebounded by Eberspecher. Here comes Barrios the other way. He'll put it up, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. Antonio Barrios a little too aggressive to the hoop that time. He hit the floor, and he is called for the offensive foul. 4:50 to go now in the first quarter. Mustangs with a chance to tie this one up. They've trailed the whole way so far. It's 7-5, a 2-point Mitchell Tiger lead. Ryan Schwarting brings it across, and the Mustangs go back to work against this man-to-man defense. Nelson takes the basketball and drives to the top of the key. Corby Campbell leaves it for Schwarting. Schwarting comes across, fakes the 3-pointer. Franzen, 3-pointer from the wing. That one's off no good, rebounded by Pieper. Pieper getting it done on the boards at that end of the floor for the Tigers. 3-pointer for Barrios. That one's no good. And Brad Franzen pulls down another rebound for the Mustangs. 4:20 to go. Still a 7-5 Mitchell Tiger lead as Nelson is bumped that time. That is Jaden Snyder, who's going to be called for the blocking foul. His first and the third team foul for the Mitchell Tigers with 4:16 to go in the first quarter. So now Snyder heads to the bench, and Chase Watson, the 6'1" junior, comes in for the Tigers. Campbell up top for Franzen. Back to Campbell. That one's well short. Rebounded by Pieper again. Barrios 2-on-2. Barrios now going to pull it back. Goes inside for Eberspecher. Spin move. Shot up and won't go, but there's Pieper for the rebound and the putback. Schwarting had his hands on it, had it slapped out, and Franzen controls it. Schwarting back the other way. Schwarting, no-look pass. Ben Wagner not ready for it. Lucky that the Mustangs maintain possession. 3:45 to go. Mustangs down by 2 in the first quarter. Campbell, that one's off the hands of Schwarting, and Barrios picks it up and comes back the other way. Trying to score in transition. Barrios high off the glass, and we got a foul called against the Mitchell Tigers. See who they give that to. Oh, now he changes his mind. He pointed like he wanted everybody to head down the floor to the other end. Instead, he calls it on the Mustangs. That is the second foul on Corby Campbell. So Morales to inbound it. In the corner for Barrios. Barrios up top for Watson. Watson dribbles to his right. He works against Morgan Holbert, who is in the game now for the Mustangs. Barrios kicks it out for Morales. Morales drives in, leaves it. Nice pass that time. Colby Eberspecher with the easy finish that time, and it's a 9-5 ball game with 3:09 to go in the first quarter. Morgan Holbert now trigger man for the Mustangs. Schwarting on the wing, now gets it to Rhett Conroy, who's also come into the game for the Mustangs. Holbert back up top, that is Nelson. Holbert drives to the baseline, kicks it outside for Schwarting, just a little bit too far beyond the reach of Ryan Schwarting's fingertips and out of bounds. Mustangs turn it over. They had something going there. Schwarting had a lot of room to work with there. Could have shot or drove either one. Instead, they turn it over with 2:43 to go in the first quarter. And still the Mustangs trail by 4 at 9-5. High post for Pieper. Back out Barrios. Long three-pointer by Antonio Barrios. That won't go. Eberspecher with the rebound and the putback. Colby Eberspecher with 4 points. Eberspecher, who's missed the greater part of the last 2 years of high school sports because of a couple of shoulder surgeries, finally glad to be back in there as Morgan Holbert called for the travel. And so the Mustangs turn it over again. Creighton Reichert now comes into the game. He'll take the place of Joe Pieper in the Mitchell Tiger lineup with 2:19 to go, and it's now an 11-5 advantage for the Mitchell Tigers. Barrios comes across, and now the Mustangs into a man-to-man defense as he works against Ryan Schwarting. Morales drives in, feeds it to Eberspecher, and his shot up and good. Colby Eberspecher, who averages 8 points per game, has 6 already with 2:03 left to go in the first quarter. Coach Joel Nelson wants to talk this one over, calls the Mustangs to the bench. Timeout on the floor. It is Mitchell 13 and Gordon Rushville 5. Essence provides beautiful, fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion. They have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles, which make outstanding Valentine's Day gifts, fellas. You don't have to wait till February 13th to get your Valentine's gift lined up. You can do that tomorrow if you want. Stop by and see the good folks. You might have to wait till Monday. Stop and see Amber at Essence, 117 North Main Street in Gordon. 2:03 left to go first quarter. Mustangs trail this one by 8, 13-5. Morgan Holbert has the basketball and ready to go to work. He'll face the man-to-man defense now by Antonio Barrios as the Tigers work on the defensive end here. Holbert dribbles to his right, leaves it for Nelson. Nelson turns. He works against Watson. Now he'll drive to the baseline and go up top for Ryan Schwarting. Schwarting drives all the way in. Little floater in the lane. Can't get that to fall. There's Ben Wagner with the rebound. Putback won't go. Rhett Conroy with the rebound and the putback knocks that one down. Rhett Conroy on the board for the first time this evening, and it makes it 13-7 as we're under a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Mustangs now back to the zone defense. Barrios swings it around to Watson. Watson tees it up for three and knocks it down. Chase Watson with his first points of the ball game makes it a 16-7 lead. That's a 9-point lead with 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Holbert on the wing for Nelson. Nelson puts it on the floor, drives to the baseline. Underneath, too far under, but he's able to get it out to Morgan Holbert. He'll leave it for Ryan Schwarting. He drives back to the baseline, kicks it out, battle for it there. Lost, and here comes Barrios, but he's going to be fouled by Morgan Holbert. And Antonio Barrios should head to the free throw line for 2 free throws. He's got 5 points. He's 2 for 2 from the line so far this evening. They give that foul to Morgan Holbert. That is his first. It's also the 5th team foul on the Mustangs. 3 team fouls for the Mitchell Tigers. Barrios' first free throw off the mark and no good. Now into the game, Brad Franzen comes in. He'll give Ben Wagner a rest. Pieper and Snyder now back in for the Mitchell Tigers. So Antonio Barrios, one more free throw with 48.5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And that one rattles out and falls off into the hands of Brad Franzen, who's already got 4 rebounds in this early going of this game. Franzen, three-pointer, well short and out of bounds. It'll be Mitchell Tiger basketball with 38.5 seconds left to go now. Now Barrios going to get a little bit of a breather as Hadley McCormick, 6' 1" junior, comes into the lineup. Interesting to note, these Mitchell Tigers, McCormick is the shortest player on the team, and he goes 5'11", so a lot of height for these Mitchell Tigers, but not quite enough height that time for Creighton Reichert. As it sails over his fingertips and out of bounds, they turn it back over to the Mustangs with 24 seconds left to go. Mustangs trailing this one by 9, 16-7. Holbert brings it across the timeline and goes to work. Nearly carried it that time, gets it to Franzen. They swing it around to Schwarting. Inside for Rhett Conroy. His shot blocked by Pieper. 7 to go in the first quarter. And this is Watson who brings it across. Watson nearly traveled with it. Reichert throws that one up, McCormick, throws that one up at the buzzer, and it's well off the mark. And the first quarter ends. The Mustangs trail this one 16-7. The First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon or call them at 282-0050. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, look no further than Barb Share of Share Real Estate. Call Barb today at 282-1516, or you can stop and see her in person at 300 South Main Street in Gordon. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company, offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. Ready to get the second quarter underway. Mustangs down 16-7. They'll try and narrow that gap here as we head to the second quarter. A very good referee and crew so far. They work with these kids well. Each time they take the ball out of bounds and have a little bit of time, they have some friendly conversation, regardless of which team it is, as there's another lay-in by Colby Eberspecher. He's got 8, and it's an 18-9 game in favor of the Mitchell Tigers, just underway here in the second quarter. Nelson drives into the lane, spin move, shot up, missed everything, tipped out of bounds. Mitchell Tiger basketball. 7:35 to go in the second quarter. And an 11-point Mitchell Tiger lead. Mustangs into a 2-3 or a 2-1-2 look now as they go inside for Snyder. He'll kick it back out for Barrios. Over to Morales on the wing. Across to Barrios on the left wing. As now Trace Bagan into the ball game for the Mustangs. And we're going to have a reach-in foul called, I believe, on Rhett Conroy. And Ryan Schwarting being ordered back to the scorer's table, hadn't been invited into the game. He's going to need to wait his turn. They will call that on Rhett Conroy. That is his first. And it is the 6th team foul now on the Mustangs. So now Schwarting comes into the game. Barrios inbounds it, gets it into Snyder. He goes back down low for Eberspecher. Good tough work inside by Colby Eberspecher. He's got 10, 20-7. Ryan Schwarting pull-up jumper from the baseline. That one's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Morales, and the Tigers look to run. Pushing the pace here is Morales. Morales on the baseline. Eberspecher again, and sounds like a broken record. 2 more for Colby Eberspecher. He's got 12, 22-7, and we got a timeout called on the floor by the Mustangs as they have got to find a way to neutralize Mr. Eberspecher. 22-7. It's a big Mitchell Tiger run here in the second quarter. And the good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. Whether you need to winterize it or defrost it, Buck and the crew can get you fixed up. Stop in at True Value in downtown Gordon. Agent Bob Alcorn of State Farm Insurance is proud to support the Mustangs. State Farm specializes in farm and ranch insurance. And be sure to ask them about impact-resistant shingles and what those might do for your insurance rates. Stop in at 127 North Main Street in Gordon or call 282-2080. And Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. Back to work here in the second quarter. Inadvertent horn that time as the official inbounded the basketball before the official time ran out on the timeout. And so they'll do it again. And now we've got a clock problem as they reset the clock to 8 minutes, and we know that that isn't right. That one's slapped out of bounds. We'll see what they do with this clock. Now they get that corrected. And 6:42, the correct time on the clock remaining in the second quarter. Trace Bagan takes the inbounds pass and gets it across to Morgan Holbert. He finds Ryan Schwarting. Back to Trace Bagan. Tees it up for three. In and out, no good. Rebound, Eberspecher. Quickly ahead to Barrios. Barrios pushes the pace, works off the right side. Now he'll peel it back. Finds Morales at the top of the key. He's guarded closely there by Ryan Schwarting. Mustangs find Snyder in the paint. He kicks it back out to Morales. Morales in the corner for Pieper. Dumps it off for Eberspecher. Now back to Morales. Morales pull-up jumper and knocks that one down. Morales with 4. And it's a 24-7 lead, and things getting out of hand here in a hurry with 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Holbert drives in. Little floater in the lane. Can't get that one to fall. Joe Pieper pulls down the rebound, and here comes Antonio Barrios. Barrios, and nice move by Antonio Barrios. Split the defenders and laid it up for 2 more. It's 26-7. Brad Franzen now going to kick it out for Ryan Schwarting. Baseline, leaves it for Franzen in the paint. That's blocked by Pieper. Gathered up by Trace Bagan. Across to Morgan Holbert. Pull-up jumper in the paint. Rolls over the edge and falls in. First ones on the evening for young Mr. Holbert, the 5'8 freshman. 5:20 to go, second quarter, 26-9. Pieper goes inside for Eberspecher. Eberspecher, first time I think he's missed this evening. That one's blocked by Rhett Conroy. Big block that time by Mr. Conroy. 5:05 to go, and here come the Mustangs trying to trim into that 17-point lead. Ryan Schwarting works to the left side, now into the paint, up and under, and gets that one to fall. As Schwarting hits the deck, he scores his first 2 of the game. So the Mustangs' leading scorer finally on the board, but back the other way. Antonio Barrios drives in, gets the hoop and the foul. Give that foul to Rhett Conroy. Makes it 28-11, and the chance for the three-point play for Barrios. So Ben Wagner back into the game as Rhett Conroy and Morgan Holbert head to the bench. Didn't see who the other Mustang was that came in. Barrios with his free throw is good. 29-11 with 4:47 to go. Second quarter action, and we've got a blocking foul. I believe this is going to be called on Watson, I believe. It is. That's Chase Watson's first foul, and it is the 4th team foul against the Mitchell Tigers. And the Mustangs now with 7 team fouls, so Tigers in the 1-and-1 bonus the rest of the way. Ryan Schwarting somehow keeps his feet but can't get the shot to fall. Morales ahead quickly to Barrios. Barrios going to peel it back out to Watson on the wing. Watson back to Barrios. Barrios drives in, lays it up, and can't get that one to go. Rebounded by Jared Nelson with 4:20 to go in the second quarter. Nelson brings it across down the left side. Now he drives into the paint. Shot up, and that's off the back of the rim, no good. There's Ben Wagner with the rebound and the putback. Ben Wagner on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. It's 29-13 with 4:05 to go in the second quarter. Chase Watson puts it on the floor, and we're going to have a reach-in foul called on one of the Mustangs. And that will be Jared Nelson coming out on the defensive, on defense there and reached in as Watson went by. So Watson with the 1-and-1 and makes the first. He's got 4 points. Morgan Holbert comes in. Trace Bagan heads to the bench. It's 30-13 with 4:01 left to go here in the second quarter. And Watson's second free throw short off the front of the rim, rebounded by Ben Wagner. Hands it off to Morgan Holbert, and he'll set it up. Nelson drives into the paint, shot up, and foul going to be called. They will, I believe that should be Creighton Reichert. It is with his first, and it puts Jared Nelson at the free throw line for 2. Jared with 2 points so far this evening. These are his first free throws. That one is good. Makes it 30-14. Eberspecher out, Snyder back in. And one more coming for Jared Nelson. Second free throw short off the front of the rim, rebounded by Reichert. Gets it ahead to Barrios. Barrios now wisely going to pull it back. Brad Franzen tried to steal it away, but Barrios with the nifty ball handling, able to maintain possession. Morales nearly traveled and now going to get a blocking foul on one of the Mustangs. They'll give that foul to Morgan Holbert. That is his second. And it puts Alex Morales at the free throw line, as that's now the 9th team foul on the Mustangs. That one rattles around and falls off, so the next Mustang foul will give the Tigers 2 free throws, as they'll be in the double bonus. On the wing, that is Jared Nelson. His shot blocked, taken out of there. Here comes Barrios again. Barrios all the way in, lays it up, and another offensive foul. Antonio Barrios has 2 fouls, both of them of the offensive variety. Picks up his second, 3:21 to go. Morgan Holbert on the business end of that charging foul. Checks the elbow and decides that everything still works properly. Ready to take the inbounds pass, and he'll bring it up the floor. 3:20 to go. Mustangs trail 30-14. Morgan Holbert leaves it on the corner, on the edge. That's Jared Nelson for 3. Give Jared 6 on the game. And with 3:05 to go, it's a 30-17 Mitchell Tiger lead. Across to Reichert, now back up to Barrios. Barrios into the lane, flips it out for Reichert. 3-pointer is good. Creighton Reichert on the board for the first time. 33-17, 2:45 to go. Holbert across to Schwarting on the wing. Schwarting works against Watson, and he's going to get the blocking foul called against Chase Watson. That'll be his second. And that'll put Ryan Schwarting at the free throw line for a 1-on-1 opportunity. First free throw rattles around and falls off, no good. And a battle for the rebound, jump ball called, and it'll go back over to the Mitchell Tigers. Corby Campbell back in there. Hadn't seen Corby for a while since the opening portion of the game, but back in there and fighting hard for that rebound. 2:34 to go in the second quarter, 33-17. Jared Nelson inbounds it, finds Corby Campbell, lays that up and can't get it to fall. Had it right there. He wants that one back, you know. Antonio Barrios now leaves it for Morales, and Morales traveled with it. They'll turn it back over to the Mustangs with 2:26 to go in the second quarter. Mustangs will have the ball out of bounds across the way. And it's Morgan Holbert that will bring it up with 2:22 to go. They set the offense, high post for Conroy. Looks for Nelson. And it was Reichert getting enough of a hand in there. Nelson couldn't handle it out of bounds. They turn it back over to the Tigers. 2:15 to go in the second quarter. Barrios dribbles through traffic to Watson in the corner. Snyder, turnaround baseline jumper, in and out, no good. And Watson comes away with that, but then it's taken away by Corby Campbell. And here comes Ryan Schwarting. Ryan Schwarting all the way in. And Ryan Schwarting going to be called for the offensive foul. Ryan Schwarting picks up his first. So 3 charging fouls called here in the first half. Tells you quite a bit about the pace of play and the aggressiveness of both these two teams trying to force the issue. Under 2 minutes to go. Barrios with the long three-pointer. That won't go, and there's Corby Campbell skying up there to pull down the rebound. Holbert in the corner for Schwarting. Quick trigger on the three. Good! Ryan Schwarting for three. 33-20. A minute and a half left to go in the first half. Barrios on the wing. Working against the man-to-man defense. Watson down inside for Snyder. Snyder kicks it out for Watson. Watson drives in. Nearly traveled. Morales shot up, and the circus shot falls for Morales. He's got 6 on the up and under move, and it's 35-20, 1:08 to go. Rhett Conroy hands it off to Morgan Holbert. Three-pointer by Ryan Schwarting. That one's off, no good. And Corby Campbell doing battle, but can't come down with it. It's Watson that comes out of there with it, and here comes Barrios now the other way. Barrios behind the back dribble. Splits 2 defenders, and we're going to have a reach-in foul called, I believe, on Morgan Holbert. Morgan doesn't like the call. Official with some words for him. They come to an agreement. And that is Morgan's 3rd foul. So Barrios at the line. He'll now have 2 free throws with 49.5 seconds left to go in the first half. 35-20 is the lead. Make that 36-20 after the first one is good for Barrios. He's now 4 for 6 from the free throw line with 1 more on the way. So now Morales, Watson, and Reichert all head to the bench. And into the game again come Pieper, Eberspecher, and a new face. We'll have to check and see who that is. That is number 54. And of course, not listed. We'll have to find out who that is. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll take a look here, as this looks like 54 is going to be Joe Pieper. We'll add him to the lineup and get him on the score sheet. Joe Pieper, a 6'5" sophomore. So the Mustangs trail this one 37-20 late in the second quarter. 10 team fouls for the Mustangs, 7 for the Mitchell Tigers. And now the scorers table with some confusion. They are trying to figure out exactly what should be happening, and now they decide that it is Mustang basketball under their own hoop, or excuse me, under the Mitchell Tigers basket. Corby Campbell gets it into Ryan Schwarting, and he'll go to work against Hadley McCormick. Schwarting crosses the timeline, now back into a man-to-man defense by the Tigers with 40 seconds to go. Schwarting loses his footing and was tripped a little bit. Trace Bagan can't get that three-pointer to go. Corby Campbell picks up the loose ball, puts it back. Here's Rhett Conroy, and he's going to be fouled. They'll give that foul to Joe Pieper. That is his first. Well, now, Joe Pieper's listed twice here. We've got another 54 in the game. We don't know who this number 54 is. Cleveland Burnett is who this is. Cleveland Burnett. And the free throw, no good. Stays at 37-20. So here's McCormick. Tries to go inside for Burnett. Slap back out to Pieper. Burnett in the corner. Now back to Burnett. And Snyder with 4 to go. Pieper loses the handle. Jared Nelson flips it back over his head. Time runs out on the first half. And it is the Mitchell Tigers 37 and the Gordon Rushville Mustangs 20. We'll step aside momentarily. We'll get you some first half scoring totals and be back in just a minute. Let's take a look at some unofficial scoring totals. We'll update the scoreboard to reflect that it is indeed halftime here between the Mitchell Tigers and the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. There we go. For the Mustangs, unofficially, in the first half, it's Jared Nelson with 6, Ryan Schwarting with 5, Brad Franzen with 3, and then 3 players with 2 points apiece, Morgan Holbert, Rhett Conroy, and Ben Wagner. From the line, the Mustangs 1 for 4. For the Mitchell Tigers, it's Antonio Barrios and Colby Eberspecher, each with 12 points. Then Alex Morales with 6, Chase Watson with 4, and Creighton Reichert with 3. The Tigers in the first half, 8 for 12 from the free throw line. At halftime, it is the Mitchell Tigers 37 and the Gordon Rushville Mustangs 20.
New Holland has equipped farmers with the right technology for over a century and continues to provide smart innovations like our exclusive corn rower attachment for our CR Series Combine. We make certain you have all the tools to grow your bottom line while improving efficiency and productivity, allowing you to work smarter in order to spend more time with the ones you love. That's New Holland Smart. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
Great Plains Communications.
GPC TV is proud to announce our brand new weather feature on Channel 2. It is now your 24/7 location for current, local, and national weather using advanced satellite imaging. From today's temperature to the full 5-day forecast, GPC TV has you covered. We will continue to air local sports and your favorite Husker programs. The other providers simply can't compete. When you need weather now, you need GPC TV on Channel 2.
Kim Marlatt and Brian Felker at Physical Therapy West in Gordon have over 30 years of combined experience in providing physical therapy and sports medicine services. Contact PT West for care following injury, sprains, fractures, or treatment of joint, muscle, and back pain. PT West provides individualized rehabilitation following joint replacement, surgery, or stroke. Don't suffer, don't live with pain, and get back to the activities you enjoy. Call PT West at 308-282-0203 or stop by with questions at 100 South Main in Gordon.
Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville is your Sheridan County Ford dealer. They have an excellent service department that works on all makes and models. So why would you drive hours to buy a car from someone you will never see again when you can do business locally with a dealer who will stand behind their product and has the service department to back it up? Sides and Milburn Ford will help you find the right vehicle, and they will do it with the personal touch that only your hometown dealer can provide. Stop in at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. They're the people you can trust.
So the winter royalty candidates here at Mitchell High School being introduced here at the halftime of the boys basketball game as the Mitchell Tigers lead this one 37-20 over the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Say thanks to sponsors of today's action. They certainly make it possible for us to take these long road trips and bring these games to you, and we are certainly glad to do it. A great group of sponsors they are. Grocery Mart in Gordon is proud to support the Gordon Rushville Mustangs. Stop in at 228 North Main Street for all of your grocery needs. Agent Bob Alcorn of State Farm Insurance is proud to support the Mustangs. State Farm specializes in farm and ranch insurance. Be sure to ask them about impact-resistant shingles. Stop in at 127 North Main Street in Gordon, or you can call 282-2080. And the good folks at Gordon True Value can get you fixed up with just about anything you might need. This warm snap is not going to, or warm snap, warm up, whatever it is not going to last. We got some more cold weather coming, and if you need to winterize things, stop in and see Buck and his crew at Gordon True Value, and they'll take good care of you. Family owned since 1932, Strong Insurance is your independent insurance company offering all forms of insurance. Stop in today at 224 North Main Street in Gordon. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, look no further than Barb Scher of Scher Real Estate. Call Barb today at 282-1516 or stop by 300 South Main Street in Gordon. The First National Bank of Gordon proudly celebrates 125 years of locally made decisions and supporting our community. Stop in at 134 North Main Street in Gordon, or you can call 282-0050. And Essence provides beautiful fresh-cut flower arrangements for any occasion. They have a great selection of fine wines and gift items, including Kringle candles. That's Essence, 117 North Main Street in Gordon. Just about 3 minutes left to go in the halftime break as they have successfully crowned the winter royalty. And I can identify young Alex Morales because of the number on his back. Not sure who it is that's been crowned the queen here. We'll see if we can recognize her, if she'll turn around for us. Maybe and maybe not. 3 minutes now. Oh, and we've stopped the clock to give them a little extra time, or give the basketball teams time to warm up after the conclusion of this coronation. And so now that that is over, we're ready to get the final 3 minutes of the halftime break underway here. So just time for you to run to the kitchen, find yourself a snack and a drink, and be back in front of the computer and ready to go for third quarter basketball action in just about 3 minutes. While we have this opportunity, let's take another look at the Western Trails Conference bracket on the boys' side. The Mustangs are the 7th seed coming into the Western Trails Conference tournament. They'll have to travel to 2-seeded Bridgeport with a 13-3 record, and they'll head down there on Thursday, February 5th to play the Bridgeport Bulldogs at 5:30 p.m. Should they win that game, or the winner of that game, either way, will play the winner of the Bayard and Morrill game, and that will take place at Cougar Palace on the campus of Western Nebraska Community College. That'll be Friday, February 6th at 7:30 p.m. While we have a couple of minutes, let's take a look. We showed you this earlier. The girls' bracket, after the Lady Mustangs, their win tonight over the top-seeded Mitchell Tigers. They defeated the Tigers 40-36. Mitchell, the top seed in the tournament. The Mustangs will host the Morrill Lions, and that game on Thursday, this coming Thursday, February 5th, at 5:30 p.m. We'll be there to bring that action to you from Gordon as the Mustangs host the Morrill Lions. Again, Thursday night, February 5th at 5:30 p.m. I'd also like to mention to you that, in case you missed it earlier, Great Plains Communications is re-airing a lot of these basketball games that we've brought to you this season. If you'd like to take in the Hay Springs versus Layton game, and that game, both boys and girls, will air on January 30th. And that's tonight and going on right now. January 30th, February 1st, and February 3rd. The girls at 7 p.m. each night, and the boys at 8:20. And then the girls game, the Gordon Rushville girls against the Lions, that game will be airing on Great Plains Communications, Channel 2, January 31st, February 2nd, and February 4th, 7 p.m. each night. So check your local listings. And, of course, all of those games and every game that we have broadcast this season is available on demand on our website at SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Go to the videos section and check it out. We are just about ready to go with second half basketball action here from Mitchell. We'll get everything updated and ready to go. Third quarter just about to get underway. Morales inbounds it to Barrios, and away we go. 37-20. Tigers with the lead. Morales passed up the three-pointer, gets it back up to Barrios, and the Mustangs into a 2-1-2 zone look now to start the second half. Eberspecher in the corner. Watson back up to Barrios. Barrios back to Watson. Dribbles in, goes down low for Eberspecher. He throws it off of Corby Campbell and out of bounds, and the Tigers will maintain possession. Just underway here in the third quarter. 37-20 is the Mitchell Tiger lead. They get it into Barrios. Quick trigger on the inbounds pass for the three-pointer. Can't get it to go, but there's Eberspecher with the rebound. Finds Morales on the baseline. Up top for Barrios. Another three-point try, and that one is good. Barrios picking up right where he left off. He's got 15 on the game and makes it a 20-point lead with 7:20 to go. 40-20. Ryan Schwarting. And he traveled with it. Wanted to go inside. That look was covered up. Had to go back out into the corner, and when he did, he shuffled the feet and traveled. 7:16 to go in the third quarter, and it's a 40-20 lead for the Mitchell Tigers. Watson on the wing. Drives in, leaves it for Eberspecher in the corner. To Barrios. Now he'll swing it to Morales. On the left wing for Watson, now back up to Morales. Around to Barrios. Making that defense work, trying to find a hole. They work it in. That's Watson with the shot. That won't go. And Brad Franzen with the rebound. Corby Campbell drives baseline. Tried to get it to Ben Wagner. That one sailed well wide, but Mustangs maintain control. Here's Nelson driving in. Can't get that shot to fall. And Barrios now going to put it on the floor. Works against Nelson. Now he'll pull it back out. Barrios across to Watson. Snyder back to Barrios. Drives into the lane. Lays it up. And good. Two more for Barrios. He's got all 5 second half points here for the Mitchell Tigers. It's now a 42-20 lead with 6:05 to go in the third quarter. Brad Franzen on the wing. Uses up his dribble. Now going to find Jared Nelson out between the circles. Nelson works to his left. Finds Corby Campbell in the lane. Dump off. Nice look that time. Finds Ben Wagner. And a good look by Campbell that time. Wagner has 4 on the game. Makes it 42-22. 5:40 to go in the third quarter. Morales works inside for Eberspecher. That shot is blocked by Campbell. Putback won't go. Watson's putback won't go, and Wagner comes out of there with a rebound. Here comes Schwarting. Schwarting loses the handle and hits the deck, and here comes Barrios the other way. Barrios all the way in, lays it up. Good. Count the basket, and a free throw coming for Antonio Barrios. Give that foul to Ben Wagner. That is his second. 44-22. And Antonio Barrios at the line. Barrios with 7 here in the second half. That free throw rolls off no good. 22-point lead now. 5:18 to go. Morgan Holbert back into the game for the Mustangs. On the wing for Franzen. Franzen dribbles up. He'll get it back to Holbert. Holbert drives to the top of the key. Franzen loses the handle. Now he'll have to pull it back out. That's Campbell now up top with it. Man-to-man defense by the Tigers. They hand it off to Jared Nelson off his foot and out of bounds. Another Mustang turnover as now Joe Pieper into the game. He takes the place of Jaden Snyder. So Barrios goes to work against this 2-1-2 zone. Morales on the wing. That shot won't go, but tracked down by Watson, and they extend the possession. They work it inside for Pieper. That one won't go, and the rebound cleared by Ben Wagner. Quickly ahead to Corby Campbell. That one's off glass, can't quite get it to go. Pieper with the rebound, and Morales will bring it up with 4:20 to go in the third. 44-22. Mitchell leads it. Watson on the wing in the corner for Pieper. Back up to Barrios. Morales now, and back to Barrios on the wing. Three-pointer for Barrios, and he is kind of a sniper from out there. He knocks down three more. 4 minutes on the dot left to go, and it's now a 47-22 lead for the Mitchell Tigers.
Hi, I'm Clint Anderson, and I hope you enjoyed today's game. Wherever we're broadcasting from, you can bet that I got there in a Ford vehicle from Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. I've been a Sides and Milburn customer for over 20 years, and I can't imagine going anywhere else to buy or trade vehicles. I may be able to find a cheaper vehicle somewhere else, but the hometown service I get at Sides and Milburn Ford is worth way more than a trip to Rapid City or Denver. I hope you enjoyed today's game, and when you're ready to trade vehicles, stop in and see the good folks at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
Well, back to third quarter basketball action. Mitchell leads the Mustangs 47-22. Just about 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Well, 4 minutes actually on the dot, ready to go here, or left to go in the third quarter. Mustangs with the basketball. Jared Nelson will toss it in to Morgan Holbert. And we're back underway again here in the third. Holbert crosses the timeline, directs some traffic, sets up the offense, and the Mustangs go to work against this man-to-man defense of the Tigers. Jared Nelson kicks it out for Campbell. Campbell leaves it for Holbert, skips it across for Nelson. Nelson, pull-up jumper, that one's short, but there's Corby Campbell, flips it back behind his head and can't get it to fall. Here come the Mitchell Tigers with 3.5 to go, third quarter. Morales, high post, turnaround jumper, Joe Pieper, that won't go, and the rebound cleared by Corby Campbell. Here comes Morgan Holbert quickly up the floor for the Mustangs. Now he'll pull it back out and go in the corner for Campbell. Drives baseline, shot goes, but they're going to say the foul was on the floor. We're going to have a blocking foul called on one of the Tigers. And that'll go against Alex Morales. That is his first, and the first team foul of the second half, as now Ryan Schwarting and Trace Bagan into the game. They'll replace Nelson and Holbert. 3:15 to go, third quarter, 47-22. Conroy into the game as well. They'll kick it out, swing it around to Ryan Schwarting. Schwarting into the corner. Now back up to Conroy. Corby Campbell leaves it out there for Trace Bagan. Three-pointer on the way. That is short, and the rebound pulled down by Watson. Chase Watson with the rebound. Now quickly ahead to Creighton Reichert. His shot won't go, but there's Joe Pieper to pull that rebound down. And then now Corby Campbell is absolutely tackled, and the Tigers get the ball back. Reichert lays it up, and good. Campbell was tackled. I think it was Pieper on that play. Lost the basketball, and it comes back the other way for two more Tiger points. 49-22. We're under 2:30 to go. Bagan gets it to Campbell. Shot up. That one is short. Reichert there with the rebound, but has to toss it back inside. That one's going to go harmlessly out of bounds, and luckily Ryan Schwarting didn't get close enough to it to touch it, and it'll stay with the Mustangs with 2:18 to go in the third quarter. 49-22. Ryan Schwarting takes the inbounds pass, gets it across to Trace Bagan. High post for Rhett Conroy. Swings it back out for Bagan. And he'll get it to Ryan Schwarting. Ryan Schwarting will draw the blocking foul. That's another on Chase Watson. That is his third. I didn't take a look at fouls at halftime. Morgan Holbert with 3. Conroy and Campbell each with 2 for the Mustangs. Watson with 3 and Barrios with 2 for the Tigers. Three-pointer on the way by Bagan. That one's short, won't go. Rebound pulled out of there by Pieper. Alex Morales has it and brings it up the floor. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Reichert, Snyder, turnaround jumper, no good. Pieper's put back, that won't go. Tipped out of bounds by Rhett Conroy. It'll stay with the Tigers. 1:44 to go. Brad Franzen into the game for the Mustangs. He'll replace Bagan. As Snyder back in for the Tigers, he replaces Morales. Again, you'll notice we're a lot closer to the court than we usually are, as right down here courtside, giving you a little bit different view here from Mitchell this evening. Up and under move that time by Snyder. That won't go. Reichert gets the rebound, the putback, and they're going to say that he was fouled. I think they're going to get Ryan Schwarting. And they did. Ryan Schwarting picks up his second foul, and it will put Creighton Reichert at the free throw line for 2 free throws. 1:38 left to go here in the third quarter. 49-22. Make that 50-22 as Reichert knocks the first one home. He's got 6 points on the evening. And one more coming. And he makes them both. 51-22. 1:37 to go in the third quarter. Franzen thought about the three. Instead goes high post for Campbell. That's off the fingertips of Rhett Conroy and out of bounds. Mustangs turn it over again. 1:29 to go. And now we've got a substitution as Watson comes out and Hadley McCormick now comes into the lineup. Mustangs now going to apply some full court pressure here. They get it in to McCormick, and he's going to be called for the double dribble. Shaking his head as he doesn't like the call. 1:27 left to go, third quarter, 51-22. Tigers lead. Franzen on the wing, up top for Schwarting. Schwarting puts it on the floor, drives past McCormick, leaves it for Corby Campbell. He's blocked by Joe Pieper, and then a reach-in foul called, I believe, against Campbell. So Corby Campbell draws his third foul. And the third team foul now on the Mustangs here in the second half. 1:13 to go, third quarter. Pieper loses that one out of bounds after the pressure by Ryan Schwarting, and they'll turn it over to the Mustangs with 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go in the third period. Jared Nelson gets it in to Campbell, up top for Schwarting. Jared Nelson, Schwarting, three-pointer, in and out, no good. Mustangs get the rebound. That's Brad Franzen. He's done a great job on the boards this evening. He's got at least half a dozen. I don't track that particular stat. Don't have quite enough hands here. There's a three-pointer short by Franzen. Gets another rebound outside for Schwarting. That three-pointer won't go. And now Rhett Conroy going to be called for coming over the back of Eberspecher. Conroy picks up his third and the fourth Mustang team foul with 44.3 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They get it into Reichert. Reichert crosses the timeline with 40 seconds to go. Gets it up top for McCormick. To Reichert, swing it around to Joe Pieper. Snyder looks inside. Now he'll dribble and pick it up and kick it out top for McCormick. McCormick dribbles to his right. Now back to his left. 21 seconds left to go, third quarter. Nearly taken away by Nelson. Shot up. That won't go by Reichert, but he is fouled, and he'll have free throws. Foul against Brad Franzen. That is his second, with 16 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 51-22 is the score. 2 for 2 for the line tonight for Creighton Reichert. That one's no good. And one more. Reichert, a 5'11 senior. And that one falls off, rebounded by Conroy. 15 seconds for the Mustangs to work here. They get it to Franzen on the baseline for Campbell with 7 seconds. Feeds it to Conroy. He's blocked by Pieper, but Joe Pieper going to be called for the foul this time. No, they're going to give that foul to Eberspecher, I believe. They do. Eberspecher called for the foul. Eberspecher, who went off for 12 through the first 10 minutes of the game, has yet to score here in the second half. Rhett Conroy with his first free throw. That one is short, but he'll have one more coming. Rhett now 0 for 2 from the line here this evening. 4.2 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And Rhett drops that one in, 51-23. Under 3 to go, not going to get a shot off. And so the third quarter comes to an end. Mustangs trailing this one 51-23.
It's here. The new 2015 F-150 is now available at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville. The aluminum frame makes this truck 700 pounds lighter. It has the V6 EcoBoost engine and a 6-speed automatic transmission, along with satellite radio, sync, a rear view camera, and remote start. It even has LED cargo box lighting. Stop in and see the new F-150 at Sides and Milburn Ford in Rushville.
So we get ready to head to the fourth quarter here. The Mustangs on the short end of this one. They trail at 51-23. As we head to the fourth, 5 team fouls for the Mustangs and 3 team fouls against the Mitchell Tigers. In that third quarter, Antonio Barrios dropped in a couple of 3-pointers. He's got 10 points in the second half and a total of 22 on the game. 8 minutes on the clock, and we are underway in the fourth quarter. Corby Campbell sized up the three, decided against it, gets it to Jared Nelson. He drives in, jump stop, up and good. A good aggressive move to the basket. One of the few we've seen him have the opportunity to really get after it here tonight. Nearly stolen away, but Barrios maintains possession, flips it back out for Morales. He'll get it back to Barrios out near the mid-court line. Mustangs now into a man-to-man defense, trying to make something happen here. And Trace Began comes away with that rebound. And here come the Mustangs, 51-25. Ryan Schwarting. Trace Began wanted that three. Now Campbell, little floater in the lane. That won't go. Rebound Eberspecher. And back come the Mitchell Tigers with 7:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Barrios turns the corner down the lane, lays it up, and good. Antonio Barrios, great body control, able to avoid the majority of that contact, and laid it up and in for 2 more. Makes it 53-25. 6:45 to go in the game. Trace Began dribbles in, pull-up jumper, short, and tipped out of bounds off of Corby Campbell. Mitchell Tiger basketball. Mustangs now going to try and force the issue and apply some full court man-to-man pressure here and make the Tigers work for every inch of real estate. They go down low for Eberspecher. That one's blocked by Corby Campbell, and then Eberspecher reaches in with the frustration foul, and he'll pick up his second. 6:25 to go in the fourth quarter, 53-25. Mustangs with the basketball. Morgan Holbert gets it to Corby Campbell. Tees it up just inside the three-point line. Misses it. Rebound Eberspecher, and here comes Morales again. Crosses the timeline, and they'll set it up. Mustangs in a man-to-man. They played zone for much of the game, but now forced to try and do something to get some turnovers, change the dynamic of this game as Began guarding Eberspecher closely, and the good defense draws the 3-second call, and the Tigers turn it over to the Mustangs. 5:55 to go, fourth quarter, 53-25. Tigers with the lead. Holbert picks up his dribble. Now he'll get it to Jared Nelson in the corner for Corby Campbell. Drives baseline and kicks it across to Morgan Holbert, and he'll draw the blocking foul. And that is the third now on Eberspecher. So 3 quick fouls on Colby Eberspecher here in the fourth quarter. 5 team fouls apiece here in the fourth. Ryan Schwarting puts it on the floor, drives, lays it off glass, and good. Ryan Schwarting has 7. Mustangs haven't had many opportunities to get a good look at the basket, but that was one of them. And back at the other end, here is Snyder laying that one up for his first 2 points of the evening, and stretches that lead back to 55-27 as we work our way down towards the 5-minute mark. Jared Nelson in the lane, kicks it out, not a three-pointer, but shot good that time by Morgan Holbert. He's got 4. Barrios dribbles through the pressure, and Jared Nelson able to tip that one out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Mitchell Tigers with 4:53 to go in the fourth quarter. Barrios into Watson now, back into the game. Turnaround jumper rolls off the front of the rim, no good. But there's Morales. He's going to be fouled by Jared Nelson, and he'll head to the free throw line. That is Jared Nelson's second, and the 6th team foul on the Mustangs. Morales 2 for 3 from the line this evening. He's got 6 points. First free throw is good. Pushes the lead back to 55-29. Now Snyder and Eberspecher head to the bench. Reichert and Pieper back into the game. And there's Corby Campbell coming down with the rebound. Ryan Schwarting did not take one too many steps. Hard to the hoop. Foul called. Now they're going to get their heads together. Was that foul on the floor or on the shot? Official's going to talk this one over and try to decide. So the basket counts. Good move by Ryan Schwarting. The hoop and the foul. And they'll give that foul to Morales. That is his second. So 1 free throw coming for Ryan Schwarting. 9 points on the game, chance to make it 10. And he does. Makes it 56-32, 4:43 left to go, fourth quarter. Morales brings it up the court, kicks it across to Barrios. Barrios gets it across to Watson. Watson now with the left hand, feeds it down low for Joe Pieper, lays it up, and good. Pieper's first points of the evening makes it 58-32, 4:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Ryan Schwarting drives around, leaves it. Nice look that time. Nifty little pass. He left it for Corby Campbell. Corby's fouled on the shot, and he'll have free throws. That's Morales with his third. And Campbell at the line. He hasn't shot any free throws, hasn't scored. He's had a lot of looks at the basket. He's done a good job of being aggressive and taking it to the hoop, but hasn't been able to connect. That free throw is no good for Campbell. Now Bagan comes out and Rhett Conroy back in to replace him for the Mustangs. 4:17 to go, 58-32. That free throw in and out. Morales clears the rebound, and he'll bring it up the floor. Barrios drives into the paint, leaves it for Pieper, and they're going to call him for a traveling call. They'll turn it back over to the Mustangs, as now we've got Hadley McCormick back into the game. Under 4 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. Campbell on the wing, feeds it inside for Nelson. He tried to make probably one too many passes. He had Rhett Conroy, and instead of pulling the trigger, tried to leave it for Conroy. And then we got a foul called on the Mustangs on the ensuing play. And that'll mean free throws at the other end for the Tigers. They give that foul to Corby Campbell, and that is his fourth. And it'll put Alex Morales at the line for the 1-and-1 opportunity. Morales 3 for 4 tonight from the line. Now 4 for 5 and earns another free throw. 59-32. So Morales lines up the second one and he makes them both. He's got 9 points on the game. Morgan Holbert sets it up. Leaves it for Schwarting, has it slapped away by Barrios and gets it back, goes back to work against McCormick. Drives in, loses the handle. Rhett Conroy gets the ball back. Gets it up to Nelson. They'll skip it across to Campbell. Corby Campbell wants to go inside. He has it slapped away, and Barrios called for the foul. Could hear that slap all the way over here through the headphones. Got his money's worth that time. And that should be a 1-and-1 opportunity. And it is for Corby Campbell. So Corby 0 for 2 from the line this evening. 3:32 to go. It's a 60-32 ball game. That one rolls around and falls in, and he'll have one more opportunity. (60-33). One more free throw for Corby Campbell. That one's short, but Jared Nelson with the rebound has it slapped out of his hands, and here comes Antonio Barrios back the other way. Mustangs try to trap him. He dribbles through it, heads to the hoop. Barrios fouled, and he is in some pain over there as he hits the floor. The basket counts for Barrios. Give him 2 more. He's got a bundle. We'll see if we can't add those up. They'll give that foul. And that is against Morgan Holbert, and that is his 4th foul. So Barrios heads to the line for the chance at the 3-point play. And that's no good. Holbert in the corner for Campbell. Quickly to the hoop on the baseline. Can't get it to go. Rhett Conroy is there, and he's going to be fouled by Cleveland Burnett. That's Burnett's 2nd. Now let's say that is just his 1st. Puts Rhett Conroy at the line for 2 free throws. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Now 1 for 4. 3:14 to go in this one, 62-33. And now starting to see a lot of substitutes into the game for the Mitchell Tigers. Christian Perez now just checking into the game, along with Cleveland Burnett. And he missed them both. Corby Campbell out-battles Burnett for the rebound. Morgan Holbert, long shot. That one won't go. But there's Ryan Schwarting with the rebound and the putback. Ryan's got 12. And a timeout on the floor called by the Mitchell Tigers. 2 minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. 62-35 is the score.
When it comes to your land, it pays to be smart. At New Holland, smart means giving you a wide range of options to fit your needs, like smooth cutting, plug-free conditioning, and versatility. Smart means putting more hay in the bale and leaving less in the field. It also means providing exceptional after-sales support and growing a legacy that goes far beyond equipment. That's New Holland Smart. Visit your local New Holland dealer today.
So we get ready to finish up the 4th quarter here. Mitchell firmly in command late in the 4th quarter, 62-35. 9 team fouls for the Tigers. So the next one will put the Mustangs into the double bonus. 8 team fouls for the Mustangs. Creighton Reichert to inbound it for the Tigers. He gets it in to Christian Perez, and he'll bring it up the floor. Perez to Reichert. Now back to Perez. Now back to Reichert. Reichert in the corner. That's Burnett. Long pass across. Joe Pieper. That shot won't go. And Pieper comes out of there with a rebound. The putback is good. Joe Pieper with 4. Under 2:30 to go. 64-35. Schwarting on the wing. Drives to the free throw line. Kicks it across for Nelson. His shot off the mark. No good. Rebounded by Pieper. And he'll hand that off to McCormick. McCormick works against Holbert. Reichert dribbles it off his foot, and then it is stolen away, but they're going to say that Jared Nelson, traveled as he tried to flip that one to a teammate. Now Sean Combs going to come into the game for the first time for the Mustangs, along with Trace Began, and it'll be a youth movement here, as also we've got Lane Meeks and Brady Bolander into the game. Schwarting, Conroy, Nelson, and Campbell all head to the bench. Mustangs throwing in the towel here with 2:05 to go. Work it inside to Burnett, turnaround jumper. That's no good. Trace Began can't handle the rebound. It's out of bounds off the Mustangs. It'll stay with the Tigers as we're now under 2 minutes to go. They get it into Pieper. Pieper, one dribble up, and he is fouled. Give that foul to Lane Meeks. That is his first. So Joe Pieper at the line. First one is good. He's got 5 points, all of those in the second half. Lines it up and makes them both. Now into the game comes Wyatt Hooten, is who we're going to call this. Brady Bolander with the long three-pointer. That won't go. Perez comes out of there with the rebound with 1:35 to go. 66-35. They go inside to Hooten. Kicks it back out as we got all kinds of young Mitchell Tigers into the game now. Seth Marco, number 20, also into the game for the Tigers. Perez with the little floater. That won't go. Blocked by Lane Meeks. Good job by Lane Meeks that time with the big block. 1:15 to go, and here comes Morgan Holbert. Feeds Meeks in the paint. That won't go. Burnett clears the rebound for the Tigers as we work our way towards 1 minute left to go in this game. In the corner. Now back up to the top of the key. That's Perez. Perez swings it out to Marco down into the corner. And that's McCormick. Drives baseline, trapped, and traveled with it. Turns it over to the Mustangs. 41.3 seconds left to go in this one. It's a Mitchell Tiger lead at 66-35. Morgan Holbert crosses the timeline. They'll go to work against this 2-3 zone of the Tigers. High post for Meeks. Or excuse me, that's Combs at the high post. And now we're going to have a foul called on one of the Mustangs. We give that foul to Lane Meeks. That is his second. And it will put Hadley McCormick at the line for 2 free throws as the Tigers now into the double bonus. First free throw, no good. And McCormick has one more. 27.1 seconds left in this one. And he makes the second. Bolander has it with 25 seconds to go. Crosses the timeline. Trace Began, high post for Combs. Back to Bolander. Over to Began on the wing. Three-pointer on the way. Short. And rebounded by Bolander. In the paint. That won't go. And it is Wyatt Hooten coming out of there with it. Under 6 seconds to go, and the Tigers going to take their time, and they'll just close this one out, and the game will end. It is the Mitchell Tigers 67 and the Mustangs 35. Hold tight. We'll be back in just a minute with some final scoring totals. From Mitchell, it's the Tigers 67 and the Mustangs 35. So let's take a look at some final scoring totals here for the Mustangs. Ryan Schwarting led the way. He had 12. Jared Nelson added 8. Ben Wagner with 4. Morgan Holbert with 4. Rhett Conroy and Brad Franzen each had 3. And Corby Campbell with 1. On the game, the Mustangs just 4 of 13 from the free throw line. For the Mitchell Tigers, Antonio Barrios with 26 points to lead the way. Then Colby Everspecher with 12. All 12 of those came in about the first 10 minutes of the game. He was unstoppable inside. They finally found the combination and held him at 12. Alex Morales with 9. Creighton Reichert with 7. Joe Pieper had 6. Chase Watson with 4. Jaden Snyder 2. And Hadley McCormick with 1. On the game, the Tigers went 16 for 26 from the free throw line. Final score here, 67-35. In case you missed the girls' game, they were victorious tonight as they knocked off the Mitchell Tigers by a final score of 40-36. Make sure you join us on Thursday night as the Lady Mustangs will host the Morrill Lions in the first round of the Western Trails Conference Tournament. That game at 5:30 p.m. next Thursday evening. We'll be there to bring it all to you. We'll be on the air shortly after 5 o'clock. Look forward to seeing you. Until then, this is Clint Anderson saying thanks for tuning in to SheridanCountyJournalStar.net coverage of Mustang Basketball 2015.